says 9, but there's only...
We are tWoTcast, episode 434.
No, he doesn't. No.
Okay.
All right, everyone, shut the up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go.
We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit and R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild card. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
Gonna need to update that graphic where Tom comes back with a giant grin on his face and bold.
We need a new song that's metal,
Okay.
happy, and still includes the X-Men.
Still the
true,
X-Men?
yeah.
You still with the X-Men part?
Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
X-Men.
like indie band metal. You know, like 17-year-old garage, not like Metallica or something.
Oh,
Okay.
the people in the garage. Like, is it a newly built house, so they're just 17 as well, or is it like a 30-year-old new house with that garage?
I don't know. Maybe the house is built and they put 4 babies in there and just played metal on speakers for
Are they
17
their
years. And
babies?
left instruments laying around, something
Yeah.
like that.
All right. All
Read
right,
tWoTcast
we'll
at the
do
time.
that
Read TV. No, that's not right. Read podcast. That was it. Now covering a dead TV show called The Wheel of Time. It's interesting. We're alive and they're dead. I don't know what their deal is. We go on forever, baby. I'm Joe.
Forever, baby. Hey, Jono.
I'm Jono. With me is Joe. A long night.
You're good. You're good to go.
Hey, good one.
Uh,
You told me that
I'm Jono. Say
You're gonna give me 10%.
Joe. Joe.
I said, "Hey, Jono," already. I have to do it
No,
again
don't do that.
because you
No.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Study math.
And Taffy. Benny.
Greetings. Hello.
I'm jealous.
Salutations.
I think people are really jealous that we can just kind of like toss out the song idea. And Tabby's like, okay. And she takes notes. And like,
Probably
yeah.
like a little.
I bet they
I
wish
was-
they could.
I was wondering what to do. I've been talking to Otto about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn,
Look,
take
see,
a drink because
the
I mentioned Otto.
Oh, okay.
I'm running a speed test right now. Okay, I'm good.
Are you going? How fast are you going? Because your bus. Don't go slower.
Let's see. It was 220 something, and now I don't know.
That's
We'll
plenty
see.
fast.
If I freeze,
Yeah,
then
you're
you
fine.
know.
Launch
It
over
should
the
be.
next fucking bridge.
It should be, but it has a hard time. Well, it's even more communicating through the house sometimes. I don't know.
Women are like that.
So we were gonna. I was thinking like about
Glenn a
doing.
job.
You know that song, "Pump Up the
We
Jam."
should.
Yeah.
I have a job in mind for
Are
you.
Are
was
you
gonna do it.
kidding?
I was gonna do. Okay, I was gonna do a "Pump Up the Jam."
Sequel?
Yeah.
No,
Pump Up
tWoTcast
the
intro.
Marmalade?
That's
Yeah,
the only
let's
one
get
I could think of, but I can do the indie metal one first.
Yeah. Let's
I mean, Pump Up
expand
the
this
Jam
catalog.
is pretty good. Pretty good.
So good.
Did you
Hey, man.
know
Hi,
White
Dan.
man.
we were the Falcons?
White
game
man.
High fives all around the room. That's a lot of high
Hello.
fives.
2.5 years ago, and
Yeah.
the halftime show was CNC Music Factory.
Oh,
I remember you
yes.
saying that.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yes.
Let's
But,
read
like-
Discord.
I was so happy. I was like,
Which
I was like, I thought I was
Jordan
just going to
was
watch a football game, and now I can say I've seen CNC Music Factory live.
So awesome.
It's crazy.
Unexpected bonus. Unexpected bonus.
That was one of the highlights of my whole
Do
life.
you remember when Let's Ready
Let
to
me make a
Record was
list.
recorded?
That
That's
was
probably like Jordan Con like 12.
I think it was
No.
2017, 2016 or 2017.
Really? Was that recent? We've had that song for a while.
We haven't had
Well,
songs-
no, we ripped that from one of your podcasts. Just like I got the Tom saying previously on
previously
X-Men.
on X-Men.
Yeah, I got that from an older one.
I think the Let's Ready to Record is from a live show.
It is from a
It
live
is.
because everyone
Yeah.
screams. Yeah.
Hello, Professor. So
Hello,
listen,
hello,
guys.
Professor.
Tom has an order
Xavier.
of business to discuss
Oh,
before
yeah,
we get
let's do it.
started.
Joe, hit that
Chuck is
graphic.
better, right?
Do that music.
No idea what you're talking about.
The one he just invented. Okay, there it is.
Graphic, and then do the song.
Oh, it's a MySpace update
That's
time.
Our MySpace update. Let's talk about everything that we've done on
MySpace updates should sound like that because it's okay.
Here's every single thing we've done on
It's
MySpace.
literally
Everybody
the
is
computer
missing out
equivalent
on it.
of Morse code.
We posted the link to tonight's show.
Yep.
We have a new connection. Our
Oh,
one.
Actually, I don't know if you guys. I just connected Iris on MySpace. Iris Bear. Our
Are
very
you, we putting music on because I can connect to your music.
I haven't figured out how to do music.
All right. you
That
gotta
was
get
the
there.
thing that was easy at the time, though.
Well,
Our
I
new-
mean, I didn't look how to do. I didn't look and try to put music on, but I.
What do
I
we
will.
pay you for? Thousands
Our
of
new-
dollars.
Tom is in charge of MySpace. Okay,
Our
I'm
new-
just in charge of promoting it.
Our new follower is Original Dizzy D Entertainment Worldwide Westbug. Welcome
Welcome.
to
A
the
legit
family.
follower.
And original
came-
follower.
He came just for the shout out. If you follow us on MySpace, obviously you get a live show shout out.
Yeah,
And then-
www.myspace.com/podcast, the new space for all of your Wheel of Time news. myspace.com/singwithtaffy.
And then I don't really
I wrote down
understand how the music works. You can connect with songs, but it's not your friend. I don't know if there's some sort of song list. But I went ahead and connected to our first song. It's Gimme 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 by ABBA. Get a load of this. If you go to their page and you want to find that song, you have to scroll down past 78 songs. That's outrageous.
What?
It's their best song.
Dan wants to know, Tom, can you show us that Rafe voodoo doll you made?
I already threw that out. Don't need it anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's over.
Yes,
Throw it out. Just throw it in the garbage.
We're gonna find out Rafe was actually crushed by a garbage, whatever the fuck.
Tabby, you have a
garbage truck.
suggestion that they'll buy you a fancy hat. You make the way to leave a song.
See, you know what that is? You know what that is? That's jealousy right there. Do not make them a song.
Do not.
If Tom approves it, I will.
It's exactly what I was talking about. It's fantastic. So like,
You guys are gonna have to talk to Tom about that.
Did we turn Jono's mic down this week? I mean, I try to
Is it
constantly throughout the live show. I will lower his volume, but he always fingers it out and raises it right back up.
I really
It's
enjoy that
very
we get to
frustrating.
see Guardian from Alpha Plate every time there's a comment that comes up. That makes me happy.
I know.
So who's
it
your
is-
favorite Alpha
yeah.
Plate character of all time?
Good God. Do I like anyone on that team? They're all
Guardian.
Canadians. I don't know. Buck.
I would love to be Canadian right now. Let's do that.
Well, that's too
true.
fair.
It's
Too
the goddamn
soon, not
truth.
fair.
I have a
Yeah.
Canadian basement that's waiting for. Actually, it's my friend Megan's house, and we went for her. She got married like 5 or 6 years ago, and we took the kids. And then a little while ago, we suggested that we'll get divorced, and her and her husband will get divorced, and the men can marry each other, and Megan and I are going to marry each other, and we're going to live upstairs
Solid
with
plan.
my daughter, and all the boys can live downstairs in the basement.
I
I think that's
did not
fantastic.
know what you were going to say when you said Canadian basement. And also, my brain broke in half trying to make a Canadian bacon joke, like comparison. I
it's
could
really
not
easy.
figure out how to do it.
It's really easy. You take
It'll
Canadian
come to
bacon, you
you.
fuck it from below.
No, but it's like,
Jesus
That
Christ,
works.
Hannah.
is it? You wouldn't. It's not a basement made of ham. That doesn't make sense.
No, it's dried cum that kind of gives it that like extra saltiness.
That's not
Uh-huh.
sexual. It's just bacon and ham, like Canadian bacon. Come on,
Yeah, Canadian
But
basement
taking it
made
too
of.
far.
It's obviously a basement made of pig meat. Everyone knows
Is
that.
it? Is
Yeah.
that the joke? I don't know what the joke is.
I guess.
Everybody make up your own and pretend I said it.
I already did. You hated it.
And
You fucking
and
hated
if you want,
Yours
you
was
can
just pornography. It
put
didn't
your-
have anything
put
to
your
do with
Canadian-
Canadian basement.
Yours was just
basement
adding on to
on-
his.
put it on our MySpace. It's MySpace/tWoTcast. Canadian basement bacon jokes, and then we will read
Yeah,
them.
MySpace.com/podcast,
next
the
week.
new space for all of your Wheel of Time news over at MySpace.com/sing with Taffy.
Or
as
does the
well.
Canadian basement look the same as the regular house, like a jean jacket and jeans?
Maybe,
No,
yeah.
no, it might be-
That works.
It doesn't fit the basement bacon kind of joke, but
It doesn't, but I like it a lot.
Did
It's
you
the
guys
Canadian
see?
base-
Did you guys read
very polite.
Beach's?
that's all I
Oh,
got.
yes, very okay. That needs to be worked in as well. I'll make a note of
The
that.
furnace just goes,
But
hello,
We're
Kevin.
gonna work on this. Did you guys see Beach made a comment on the video last week? Just
Maybe.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
oh,
Yeah, we can't read.
Beach
What do you do with
Beach
what do
was-
you do with these notes?
I keep them in
She
a
takes the
secure
minutes, Tom.
location.
She's
First
the-
of all,
First of all,
I would
First of
hope
all,
so.
under lock and key.
protected. Yes.
Fireproof
Can you
safe.
imagine if we
Fireproof.
did that?
Beach suggested a book to cover, and and people have to. fuck
Oh, I
with
did see
portals
that.
open, and
I
I
was
thought
just,
that Jonah would like that very much.
Every
Yeah,
time
kinda
we
like
go
anything.
outside of the Wheel of Time, it's just never.
I think I just hearted it.
Yeah.
I read it.
other than like
I read it,
Home Alone.
but you had already responded, so I just left it.
You know what I
Beach,
mean?
I'm still waiting for you to connect with us on MySpace.
It's never a good idea.
Yeah.
There's only one thing outside of the Wheel of Time that's worked for us besides Home Alone, and it's
The cape.
The Cape.
And everything else
How
was.
many times have I
What about
suggested the
Sanderson?
cape
We did
rewatch?
Sanderson's books.
Nah, I didn't like
We
that.
could finish Sanderson's.
That's half the reason I tapped out, and you just
Stormlight.
missed me for a while. And I was like, I don't think I can make it because I didn't give a shit.
He's trying to get.
That's
He's trying
true.
to get Lindsay pregnant as soon as we started the second book.
Yeah.
Oh,
It took
God.
him 5 more years because Tom's
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but those books are pretty long. Have you read them?
They
If
are long.
if we went back to those, I would just be like, I have other things to do.
I haven't read
what
the
if
we
last
went
one.
Noted.
back to-
Noted.
Tell me when we're done, and I'll come back and do Wheel of Time stuff again.
All right. Well, last week we talked about the death of the Wheel of Time, and this week we're going to continue that conversation with "Will it stay dead?" Question mark. We don't know. Oh,
Is this like the whole theme of the episode, or is this just the?
This is the whole theme of the episode. Yeah.
Shit.
My
We're gonna
favorite
do it
part
for
is-
we're gonna do it next week too. You know what? As long as hashtag Save Watt is a thing that the
Trending.
fandom is so obsessed with over this right now,
Put that graphic up
discussing
again. Put that graphic up again.
Which one?
Don't you just
Here's Rip.
oh, the other one.
Oh. Will it stay dead? Yep.
Yes. All right. That's tWoTcast for this week.
There's a great TikToker. I don't know what his name is or anything, but he just does a random segment called "Is it a scam?" Yep. But he just answers it right away. It's like, "Is life insurance a scam?" Yep. And then he'll talk about it, but then he'll be like, "So anyway, at the end of the day, is it a scam?" Yep. And then he just leaves. Like,
That's hilarious.
I love that.
What stage of grief are we in? Denial, I guess, or
No,
bargaining?
yeah,
I think
Or
we're-
bargaining.
Bargaining.
No,
yeah,
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 that's
we're
a
definitely
good point.
bargaining. It's definitely
Like
bargaining.
we, is it the four of us or the greater?
Well, not me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not us.
Yeah, Tom's still in anger that it existed.
Not us per se, Jono.
I'm planning
But,
the funeral,
you know,
so the rest of you
there
can
are
grieve.
others.
I
And it's
so I
going to
was on
be
the phone with Joe-
outstanding.
Joe yesterday.
Is
today.
CNC Music Factory gonna play?
That's a stupid question. Could
I
you
thought the
imagine
Joe
going to a
yesterday-
funeral?
Oh,
and
yeah, and the
CNC Factory
Rothfuss
wasn't
books we
It's
one?
did.
so amazing.
Yeah, well, we've got 20 fucking years for the third one.
No,
Tom Shiny
Uh,
Dome. Fun fact: Canadian bacon doesn't exist in Canada.
I
Well,
forgot
obviously,
Tom
it's just
Shiny
called
Dome.
bacon. Do
I've
they have?
heard that.
Oh, do they have American bacon?
Canadian basement is American attic.
Good, yeah, good one. That's perfect.
You walk upstairs to get to the
Yeah.
their basements.
All right, relevant
Has
point.
Tom signed the petition? LOL. You should have read
Has-
lol.
If you want me to, I can
Jobs?
spend all day tomorrow signing it with fake names and just all day,
Fussy
thousands
books.
of times, because it won't matter.
I think you have to. Do you have thousands of email addresses? Because I think you have to connect each time with an email address, or at least sign one. I don't know
Just
though.
make a new Yahoo one over and over.
I've been in acceptance since the moment it was announced.
I'll make a Chat GPT agent that will just run through and just keep creating Yahoo email addresses. Signed for
So
it.
Tom is going to save the Wheel of Time show.
I mean,
The
basically,
petition.
Speaking
yeah.
of-
if you want me to, other people like it.
that
They
leads us
do.
to the segment.
I honestly
for as
don't-
long as we're doing shows like this, let's check in on hashtag Save Watt. They're currently at 118,000 ish signatures, basically
That
119.
is
That's
a
a lot.
that's a
Two
decent
friends of
amount.
mine. I have to say, two friends of mine that are not part of the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, my friend Abby, she doesn't even watch the show, but she's like, "Fuck that bullshit," because I told her about what
Yeah.
happened and why they. And she's like, "I signed that shit." And then
I think
my
the people
friend
that-
Scott liked the show a lot and was really bummed, but he's not. He's just new to the show. But those two signed it today.
What are you?
I think
Mono's
no.
scrolling.
I think the people that like the show deserve an ending. You know what I mean? At least, well, I don't know. Do you think they'd be happy if they just shoehorned something together for a final season? Would you guys be happy?
Does that say Tom
Only in the
O'Hara's name
sense
on the
that
thing?
there's more
Oh, it's-
stuff to talk about.
I just signed
Yeah.
your name up for the fucking
what?
petition, Tom. That's
Okay.
fine.
That's what he was doing. Good job, Jono.
Thanks,
Tom
Tom.
I don't
for your
officially signed the
caring.
petition.
A lot of people
Again.
like it. I'm okay with it coming back, so those people can see an ending of some kind.
Well, you signed
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
and
look,
we
it's gone up
appreciate it.
quite a bit. Wow, quite a bit of signed it in the last few
That was-
seconds.
Well, what was
That's
Tom?
oh, whoa.
Tom was right there.
That's because we're putting our thumb on the scale right now, right?
Yeah, everybody's doing it right now.
That's tWoTcast bump.
I mean, it's
Everybody knows
some
about the
great
tWoTcast bump.
headway. Are they listening?
Guys, if they didn't bring back the cape, I don't know what makes you think they're going to bring this back.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That does remind me. Was it 10 years ago, Tom, that we did the Save the Cape thing? And I think we got almost all the way there. We had a director that wanted to come on the show. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
We did.
guys
have
Oh
did,
yeah, we
yeah.
did. Yeah,
someone that
Yeah.
directed 2 to 3 episodes of that show wanted to come on. Or I was like, "We want to
Talk
do
about the
it."
cape?
He's like, "Yes," and then I was like, "Well, I wasn't expecting that." because that was when we
Would you rather
recorded.
have the final season 4 knowing it's the end in quotations, or not get another episode?
Let's get season
You-
4.
To the people that want,
Yeah,
I would,
yeah.
If
because
it
they
was-
left it at like such a point where
Rand is just starting.
you could just throw everything out the window and have a crazy season 4, but it would at least still have an ending, like a last
Yeah.
battle-ish
Yeah.
ending. Yeah.
so
Yeah, I would.
so even just one more season, you'd be okay with.
I mean,
Well,
I wouldn't be okay with them because it would just be the worst season ever, because they would just
Well,
be
if the
cramming
option
so
is
much in.
just one more season or no more seasons.
Yeah, then yes, then yeah.
Then
One more
yes.
season.
Yeah.
Jono.
I'm all in on the idea of one more season to make it even worse than what they put out, just to make it really funny. Because the idea of wrapping it up in one more fucking season like is awful. So
Do you
yeah,
want it to
I'm
get
in
picked
favor-
up by like a sci-fi channel where instead of like $10 million an episode, the budget is like $80,000 an episode?
It'd be 180,000, and maybe what's funny is I was telling Joe this the other day. Is like, as I think I sent you the screenshot. Like there was in my random feed, like a change.org, kill the wheel of time, get rid of Rafe and restart it, had just randomly, and I was like, why is this here? I didn't click on anything. But maybe.
Could you imagine if they did exactly that?
It'd be really fucking funny.
If
Like,
they
that's the
canceled
biggest-
it here and then next year they're like, Wheel of Time season 1, here it is.
Do you know what I would do if
Oh,
they gave me a season 4 to show run? I think I would probably make Rand turn to the shadow and break the wheel.
Oh yeah, and just make it crazy.
Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
That would be awesome.
Because then you really could just be like, "That's not our Wheel of Time, and it never has been."
I mean, that would be
No, give us
really
the real
cool
show.
to see. Have that splintering of the dark matter, like just take over the whole world, and
That would be
Rand
really
is just
cool.
like that. Yeah.
You just
Well,
all
you nailed
do
it. Taffy
is
nailed it.
start the first episode of season 4 with like a big fight, and then they barely win, and then like Rand and Matt and Parent are hanging out. They're like, man, that was exhausting. Like I feel like events of season 3 finale happened like just yesterday, and then just go with the last battle and be done. Can you believe all the things that have happened to us between then and now? It's crazy. You just kind of hand wave it away.
It just
keep
it
moving.
says 1 year later at the bottom in white.
There.
Don't
did
even
that.
say that. Don't
You
even
can't
say
steal
it.
from your own show.
Yeah.
It's thank God they invented the whatever device. Just do it. Just
Whatever
line of
it is.
Good
dialogue.
thing we found that Terang reel. Anyway,
one line of dialogue, and we're at the last battle. Let's go.
It's just the red hot red rod returning rail too. They're holding. That doesn't make sense.
Glenn said, "Taffy, I've connected with you on tWoTcast on MySpace now. I had to sign up. My old account must have been deleted ages ago.
This
Yes,
is-
it's just, and rightfully so.
Hey,
Could you
Glenn
do
just
a
said he
season 4?
are you guys going to give Glenn a shout out right now? He connected with you on MySpace.
He didn't connect with
That's
us before.
tomorrow.
He's
That's
gonna
next
get the
week's
shout out
episode.
next week.
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
Come
All right.
on.
I'll make a note.
We're done with that
Fine.
segment.
Oh,
Could you
all
do
right.
could you
We
do
got
a
it.
season 4 that
One.
was the last battle, and then you told what led up to it in pieces with kind of clever dialogue and flashback scenes, kind of like Lost?
The answer is
That'd
yes.
be
cool.
Like that would probably be better than what they'd already imagined anyway. If you had to close out the fucking thing in one, that's probably the most like immaculate way to do so. Oh fuck you, Beej.
I just-
Opening episode is all about Andrew, and then we find out about the time jump.
What if
Episode
season 4 is the last season, and out of the 8 episodes, 7 of them are focused on Andrew, and then the last one is like also
That would be on point. Like that would make sense.
and whatever that one warder's name is, it's just those two having adventures, and then
Maxim.
yeah, in the just in the background, like
Having
over their shoulders,
adventures?
sometimes you see like these amazing fights happening with random Matt, and you're like, I don't know what's about it.
Open with the
I guess we'll
cleansing.
never know.
Fast forward to the last battle. I mean,
Oh, silly
cool.
Dabbit.
Oh, that's a
oh,
good
I'm
one.
Cleansing is a good point.
I wouldn't want a 4th cold turkey the show and hope someone starts it over with the knowledge that this is an action-heavy series.
Oh,
How much
okay.
time
That's
has?
interesting.
How much time realistically has to pass before you feel like they could reboot it? Like, what if Amazon thinks
Ugh.
this is
Realistically, 3
This is
years,
a good
4 years.
property, but we obviously
Is it,
misfired.
who's it rebooted by, and is Rafe still attached? Like, and again, like I'm not trying to shit on Rafe. Like if you bring back, I assume
No, it
you're
would
gonna
be
bring back
Sony
a
would have the
whole-
rights, so Sony would be chopping it to another studio, essentially.
Studio
would be
Ghibli,
somebody-
yeah.
I guess.
I don't think you need a book fan. You need somebody to showrun that has read the book, and then again, like I said a million times, like literally has to be like, all right, how do we make this into a show? If you want to change anything, like you have to give me a good reason. Like,
So the
Hit-
problem there
hit-
is
hit the
very
points.
logical, and I don't think
Maxim
that
kills
works.
Demandre in a sword fight. Jim Halpert looks to the camera.
how did Jim get
Well,
involved?
Demandre doesn't have
Just
his
the way he
Carmen,
does
so
it.
I would like to see. One of the reasons I would like to see it continue with this creation is I would like to see it continue with these actors.
Yeah, that's a big part of it for me too.
Yeah.
They are unilaterally pretty fucking great. Like,
Yeah, pretty
actors,
much.
the
Yeah.
costume people.
Doesn't that make
there's-
you sadder
Yes.
to think
Yeah,
of what it
and-
could have been with
Yeah.
Yeah.
the sets,
Like,
the locations,
Casting's
the
amazing.
costumes,
Locations
the
Yeah,
are
they're
cast?
amazing.
incredible.
Costumes are amazing.
But
then I'm
yeah,
just
But they would-
that episode was okay, but the writing was just not there, you know? And I'm like, oh man, that's my complaint every time, apparently.
It's very frustrating, and it doesn't really make sense that the writing's so bad. It's just like it's this strange like amalgamation of like fantastic, and then like
What do you mean the
I don't
writing's
quite get
bad?
The
What do you mean?
story changes.
Or do you mean the plot points they've chosen to hit?
Yeah,
Or
the
is
plot
like
and the
are they- is
interaction.
the writing?
Well,
is
they're
the
also
writing of
they're
individual
also
scenes
inventing
bad?
plot points, Tom. So there is writing.
Well, I am aware of that, but like,
it's bad translation. It doesn't make sense that you would concentrate on some of these things. That you would take your main character, presumably. Yeah, exactly. They did their level
Yeah.
best. Like they are fantastic. Like there is.
I mean, I thought
Does
they
you
were
ever have a
excellent in season
legitimate
1 and
issue?
2 that I watched.
What's that?
Just every time you said, well, I thought they were all fantastic in the seasons I watched, but
They got
I just,
better
I just,
in the third season. Honestly,
I just want to clarify because when you say the writing is bad, like, is the writing bad or is the decisions of, you know, the showrunner
The
decisions,
showrunner.
like these are the this is how the
I think
story's
the
gonna
writing's
go.
still bad though. Like certain pieces.
Yeah,
of writing,
some of the
like,
writing is genuinely still bad. I
Is
agree.
it bad?
Like some of the
You
dialogue's
watch-
a little like I
it's
don't
still
know, wonky.
it's awkward. It
Yeah.
doesn't really like ring. Like when I think about like something like again, to come back to Game of Thrones, which is sometimes frustrating because like it's a good show, but like you think about Cersei giving a line and like having interactions with her brother,
Yeah.
or her other brother, or like whatever. There's menacing shit there. The way that she would deliver lines, but you can see the same thing from the characters
Mhm.
in the Wheel of Time, but it's just again, you have my toe. Bad writing. Like it's not. It doesn't really.
Oh,
hit the
yeah,
same
that-
way.
Again, yeah, and that was my other point about the bad writing. It's not just the dialogue; it's like them. I mean, again, we said this 1,000 times, but like them mishandling like the lore building or the world building through
Yeah, I don't know.
dialogue.
I don't know
Just
what
like
to
they
think.
say the wrong
Like,
things all the time. They're constantly like not explaining something and then re-explaining it later. Like certain things, like I bring this again for the 1,000th time, but the dagger has no rules. But there's not. That's just the perfect example. There's
So-
many things
Yeah.
like that.
So I don't
Like-
want this to be like, I'm not saying
You
I
know.
want it to be like Game of Thrones in like the way it's presented, but just like the way they executed it. Like I'm certain that everybody in that writer's room on that show maybe never even read the goddamn book until they were hired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but they nailed an
Probably.
adaptation of that book in the first season. Like, so what did they do right?
So they do right. That's
That was
correct.
flubbed so poorly here. Like so poorly. Like they did. I've read that book and I saw that season. I was like, oh, excellent. You nailed it.
Yeah. I generally don't
they try to-
understand.
Did Wheel of Time try to over Game of Thrones five things? Making
don't
them
think
adult
so.
and sexual relationships and stuff. Like, did we need that?
I don't know what to say about it. Like, there's just somehow like a weird tone that's like, again, you've got wonderful visuals, wonderful actors. Like they're doing the best with what they're given, but the lines they're giving don't make sense. Like really, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like there's a lot of like heft behind it. When you're
Mhm.
talking about a book series that's got 14 books plus a prequel, like all like 3,000 years of history, it just doesn't feel like there's that heft behind it. It doesn't feel like some of these things really, I don't know, are epic on the fantasy scale. I don't know if that makes sense as a fucking term, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I don't know,
think
it's just-
you could have done The Eye of the World fairly accurately in 6 episodes, and
Yeah.
then done.
That's 2 times the size of a movie. Yes.
And then done.
Think of this as a movie series instead of TV.
The
This is
opening
part that
of the
obsesses
great-
me so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it's a movie series and you get 6-hour-long movies, you don't think they could make those books into good movies?
I mean, that's what I think of all the time. Just like
We've done this
if
like
they
1,000 times. And we're gonna do it.
So it's like if they have, but they
Yeah.
have 8 hours and plus some, because like some of the episodes are longer than an hour, and you're just like they have 8 hours to make. And granted, again, I understand the fact that you don't want to make 14 seasons. So like, yes,
14
some of them
movies.
it down, and but
that's what I was thinking.
you have
I've been-
8 hours to tell the story of the first book, and you don't do it well. Like I think you've just done a bad job.
I was thinking about it recently, and I was just like, you could do the first one in 6 hours, and then episode 7 could be Faldara, the Maryland arrives. Episode 8 is Fane steals the horn.
Yeah,
That's your
like little
finale.
epilogue episodes to get
Then
you
you-
into the next season, like
Season
a
2,
post-credit Marvel scene.
Well, yeah, you do 2 full episodes that are the opening of the Great Hunt, and then season 2 could be 4 episodes to do, or 4 to 5, probably 5 to do the Great Hunt. You do Dragon Reborn in 3, most
so
likely.
it should be noted that the Mark
Get the first
Ralston
3 books in 2
version of-
seasons and do it
Mhm, yeah.
accurately or close
Yeah.
enough, I think.
the Mark Ralston abridged version of the World, 6 hours.
Yeah.
And-
It's just him talking. It's abridged too. So again, not the
Oh,
fullness.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the
just a
old.
man talking.
They used to make these things called cassette tapes. I don't know if you guys
Cassette
have ever heard of those, but
Yeah.
they came out of Soundwave's chest, and they would transform into whatever book you were reading.
When people are like, "Oh, it's 900 pages long," I'm just like, 500 pages of that is description.
Yeah.
That's
for
told
sure.
through visuals in like 1 millisecond. Yeah,
Wrong.
exactly. Wrong.
Wrong.
Or 50.
All right,
Yeah.
119,000 signatures. Does this matter? Do you think Amazon and Sony are even like listening, or even give a fuck? Like, what is your honest opinion on that?
No,
Like, do you think they give a shit, or like I don't know?
no.
Jono.
Oh, call on me. Thank you. So
Mhm.
I'm going to actually differ. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say Tom is correct him. The answer is not really, other than the fact that supposedly there's some rumors to the contrary. But in a vacuum, which is a weird place to be, no. Who gives a fuck? Like I'm sure they piss off people every day. I don't know if you ever looked at. There's a lot of people on Twitter that can't find their packages. So why can't they find their show?
I don't know if people are aware of what Amazon is exactly, but
Right.
It's a rain.
they are unconcerned.
Yeah, just $1 trillion commercial. But where's my TV show? Fuck off and buy something. I'll call on Taffy because I get that power. Your thoughts?
I would like to know, Joe, you told us that
Don't call Joe.
was it
Mhm.
Wad Up? Was it Wad Up that said that
Twat
that
Up.
was
He changed his name to make
Twat
it
Up?
more accurate. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it was
thank
Wad
you.
Up,
Okay,
but
then I like
And I
him.
was gonna try to find it again, but I mean, and I'm sure everyone watching this knows where to find that, and has already read it. But essentially, it was that they were back at the negotiation tables. So he has sources within the Wheel of Time show.
So
And
basically,
that
they tried to
Amazon and Sony were
renegotiate. and then they
still
wanted more
negotiating
money.
and or still back at the table. Which, like, unless you're planning to uncancel something, why the fuck would you be doing that? Like, if its show is canceled, like, why would you go back to sit down at a table and talk about money?
Isn't that the person whose rumors I quoted when Matt was on that said that if they cancel it, they're going to slow cancel it and just wait for contracts to expire?
Oh,
I
right.
believe
Yeah,
so,
Matt
yeah.
Why
was.
are we listening to this person? Who is this person?
His name is
Twat Up,
Twat Up.
he knows things. He's got a lot of things right.
All right.
Oh, Twat Up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Twat Up. Well, I told you guys what the gentleman that I know that works in the industry and has
Oh, Silly
a
Diamond
show
said
that
it
they
just fell
worked
apart in
on.
renegotiations. Hey, can even save it a second time? Damn. It's cold.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Where?
I'm not sure.
Brandon-
I'm not sure where you heard that. Amazon
Brandon
isn't
said it
listening.
just
Sony
fell
will.
apart?
If Brandon said it. If someone comes in with big cash, not thinking it's likely.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Who has big cash?
Oh,
Let's think about it. Paramount Plus, no. Peacock, no.
I mean, we were kind of floated
No,
it the
no.
first time we talked about this, but Apple.
I got big cash.
Uh,
I have some of those
Apple-
jumbo
Apple-
dollar bills.
Oh,
hard.
yeah. You guys have
Yeah.
a lot of tWoTcast money.
Oh fuck,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got some tWoTcast. We got
Apple is.
What,
Twice.
what if we met them at the table and we're just like, what about these?
Here you go. Stack of Billy Zane's. That would
Those
be
are 1 million a
amazing.
piece. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. And you know what they entitle
We
you to?
Billy Zane's are
One,
$1 million a piece.
one
There's a
Joe
lot of them
Hara
in there.
painting.
It's more than one
Joe
Billy
Hara
Zane.
paintings.
Even a single Billy Zane is worth more than anything Amazon's ever done.
It's $1 million, Tom.
Have you seen the Fandom? Which, by the way, you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it is.
How much money could the WA community raise with Brando Sanzo to help us with a Kickstarter?
1
For-
billion.
What?
I mean,
Probably-
if we got Sanzo money,
But who are you going to hand that money over to?
Not millions and
Yeah.
millions of dollars.
tWoTcast's newest crypto.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
God
tWoTcast.
damn.
We should absolutely
We
start our
could
own
have been.
crypto coin.
We're gonna end up in prison for the dumbest.
I
shit.
hadn't heard
You cannot go to prison
Oh.
for a crypto
Okay.
scam, Jono.
Oh,
Go president
okay,
for
but-
anyone right now.
Would Brando even want it back? Saw his comment on the cancellation. Speaking of, let's
Well,
talk about
tell it.
Oh,
Brandon
what it is.
Sanderson's quote about the show and its cancellation, and discuss it.
What if it was
Kind
just?
of.
What if it just
Well,
said
he's
parts,
he's
though?
made 2 quotes now. The first one was
Okay,
like,
so I only have this one, so I don't know what you're talking about.
okay,
So he said, I wasn't really involved, Sanderson wrote. Don't know anything more than that, what it was public. They told me they were renegotiating and I thought it would work out. Then I heard nothing for 2 months. Then I learned this from the news like everyone else. I don't think it's a shame. I do think it's a shame as while I had my problems with the
That
show,
is-
it had a fan base who deserved better than a cancellation after the best season. I won't miss being largely
Oh.
ignored. They wanted my name on it for legitimacy, but not to involve me in any meaningful way.
motherfucker!
And
You know what's
oh,
interesting? So, all right. So last week, or maybe the week before, we were talking about
And that's from winteriscoming.com.
talking
Okay.
about Brandon being involved and like backing up a money truck, but clearly he actually kind of wants to be involved.
yeah, for
wouldn't
sure.
I mean, like
You could actually,
and they
you have
reference it in that
access-
article on Winter's Coming, but like he talked about that like season
Yeah.
2 finale that I was like live texting you guys during, like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Sanderson saying all the things we're saying, you know?
Yeah.
So you have
And,
access
like-
to that asset, and you're just like
Mhm.
not interested.
Yeah, it's
Who
insane.
do you think you are to ignore the
He
book
wrote the end of the fucking books.
and then
they're like,
ignore
I mean,
this? Also, this guy.
And
Are you
granted, I
angry?
understand he doesn't know anything about like writing a TV show or
No,
you know
but
like
fuck
what
off.
that
Fuck off. Like,
involves or you know like, and I'm sure, but like not even like taking his advice. I'd have him rip apart every script and be like,
I don't.
Thanks,
I don't
bud.
think he. I don't think he needs to know anything about writing a TV show. If you send him a script and he sends back notes and he's like, no,
Follow
no, no,
them.
no, no, and you
Yeah.
follow
It's
them
the
to where you
easiest
can,
thing in
and
the
then
world.
you send it back to him like, these are the things that we can't, and here's why. So here's why we made this change, and he's like, that makes sense. Do it. Then like, all right, then you're done. And I don't think anyone would be upset with those things, but
I'm chomping at the dick here. Brandon Sanderson, for better or worse, and I love and hate certain pieces of his
Mm-hmm.
work, is the most popular author, pretty much, I think, in all fantasy right now. Like, legitimately, as far
Yeah.
as sales, he's gone nuts. He's sold weird shit all across the board. If you put his name,
you
on
read
it,
about his
A,
compound?
Yes,
Yes.
we talked about his
We've talked about
compound.
it
Yeah.
in great detail.
Yeah. But like you put his name on it and you come with maybe literally like hundreds of thousands of Mormons, and I'm like, that's just legitimately true. Like, they fucking love his work and they'll be very much interested in checking it out.
Uh-huh.
From a purely just economic, like, why are you not fucking doing this? Like,
Mhm.
it's a little cynical. Like, bring this man in. Like, put him in your fucking empire.
He has the
Why are
time.
you
He's got a
stupid?
Canadian basement filled with monkeys at typewriters churning
Yeah.
out material.
Yep.
And
He
also,
was-
he's
He's
not
not writing all that.
He's going to be spitting out AI books like nobody's business once it gets over.
Oh yeah, he's already trained. Oh, you know he's already trained to duplicate the way you write.
He has one person that's just like,
No,
Like, I need
he's
a
just
day
gonna be
in
like
Peter
jail.
Alstrom.
like a weird old man in Dune with tubes coming out of the back of him, going like new idea, and then like a book will just start printing in another room.
yeah, they are training a Sanderson bot right now.
So many things I want to say. But it's fucking true though. And
Still wearing a blazer with a t-shirt under it.
it's signing. Like, have you looked at this man? The man signed shit. Like, he might like.
No, a robot
had-
arm is moving his hand to sign the books.
Oh my God,
only
John,
had,
was
like,
it you?
2
You
or
were
3
saying you're gonna
kids.
have sex with your wife and sign her chest while you're having
Yeah.
sex with her.
Exactly.
Yes, that-
That's
of
the
course that
Brandon
was John.
Sanderson thing. It's like,
Yeah.
should
he's
say
just like he's gonna like fuck her from
What?
behind. Is just her blow her back. It's just gonna like just
That's
everything.
us.
Brandon.
I mean, more
Sanderson's
power to him.
style.
He used to be out there grinding. He would
He's
like
been using
send
AI
pictures of
Oh,
every
man.
single airport he stopped at and all the books that he signed. He's just like, "Dude,
I
buy
mean-
my books, buy my books, buy my books." Now
he's done the
he's
fucking work. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
get
good.
back and relax. He's like, "Look, I just want AI to write my book so I can work on this real time TV show. Why don't you let me?" And they're like, "We don't like your
Yeah.
ideas because Maxim's not in them. Get out of here."
He would have at least kept things consistent. All the weird little things that they kept. Like
It's so
he's very
true.
good about being consistent with his writing, and there's no weird stuff that he's. You know what I mean?
I think he would have
So
kept it on
that
the
would've
rails,
really-
and
Yeah.
like he would have sent back a note that was just like, "Why does Perrin have a wife?" And they're like, "Oh, good point."
He literally said that. He literally said, "Why does Perrin have a wife? Do this instead." To them. And I think he suggested something like Master Lewin gets injured. You
Why
still
not?
have the
Master
same.
Lewin is a
You
Yeah.
still have the
wonderful-
same like rage involved with Perrin being scared of his like lashing out with like the wolf kind of shit, but you don't
Yeah.
have him like traumatized for an entire season where he's just killed his wife.
Or
And
you
it's
have
just, I was like, it
he-
changes
like
everything.
Perrin-
And I was like, that's such a good fix.
he
Like,
gets the
don't
script
do
for the
that.
end, and they're just like, "Ah, Perrin's in love with a queen." He's like, "No, I don't think so." I would just write, "I don't think so." It's not a good-
It's
I don't
fun to
think
shit
so.
on. It's very it's fun to shit on Brandon because he's the nicest dude in the world, and there are some things about his work that I'm like, I don't get it. But most of the stuff I enjoy.
Sanderson prompt: main character needs to be mopey.
There is that. Like he does come back to some tropes,
Yeah.
but that
Oh,
man cares
Sanderson.
more about this series.
Just
Like,
his prompt is just main character refuses the call to action, and then they write the story, and they're like, "What's next?" And he's like, "I don't know what comes out. I never finished reading.
7 more books. That's what comes next. 7
I'm
more
not-
books.
I never finished reading the hero's journey. I just got to that part and stopped."
have you thought about recreating?
And it's like, what? The hero's journey? You don't need to reference that in my books.
Maybe take the power away again. Maybe that would be
John, what were you-
again.
Well,
what were you
Yeah.
saying?
But it's a legitimate. Like that's my biggest critique of his books. Is it's the same thing over and over. Like same character with the same thing loses his power, and then like epiphany, hooray! But that being said, clearly Brandon, it's very fucking clear, both as a writer, as a fan, and as the things he said afterwards,
Hmm.
cherishes this fucking series, and he would be a far better. Like I don't have
feel
to
like
know
he
what Ray
cherished the
thinks.
series from the quote we just read.
No, cherishes the book series.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, and
So
that's
confused.
the real series. Let's go with that. Like that's the thing though, is like why would you not like it's just fucking stupid, right? The idea that you've got this man, this untapped resource, maybe literally, I don't know if he's into pegging, he's not. Oh, he is, but he's not going to talk about it. This untapped resource and like just who would volunteer his time? Right? To me, like there was so much brilliance in like the thing he did with Mad Hatch at the end of season 2. Like that was one of my favorite things I've seen from Brandon.
It was my
And-
favorite thing ever. Because for
Could you
years
ima-
I'd
like-
kind of like drifted away from how much I like him, and then I saw that one thing, and I was like, "He thinks."
Oh
just
shit,
like
I
we do
fucking
about
love this guy
show.
still.
I love him now. Like I'm like, oh my
But
god, he's saying
yeah.
all the things out loud that I've been trying to say for
Could you imagine?
But his
let's-
voice matters.
if they put us in charge of running the show randomly, we're
Yeah.
just like,
Smart,
do you
very
thi-
smart,
if we
yeah.
were just like, do you think we could, and it had never happened before, the show had never been on the air, or like, do you think we get
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson to work on this with us? And they're like, no, you idiots, he's rich as fuck, he doesn't care. And then he called and he's
But he
like, oh yeah, I
does.
will work on the show with you. And we were like, yeah, I don't think we need you, we have a lot of good ideas.
We have all the good ideas.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it'd be insane. Yeah. One of
don't know
the
if you
biggest problems
noticed-
I think the show suffers from is like is the consistent like magic / world building that like it just there was no consistency aside from like maybe not even really the one power. It's kind of all over the place if you really start looking at the rules they break left and right. But who better to lean on than Sanderson for that? He's like the psychopath about rules. Like that's
He's also
the whole
pretty
point of
big.
his books. Sometimes he's like he just comes up with a magic system and then he's like, story will come next. Let's find a fun magic system that I can like work within the boundaries of, and then the main character will break those rules and he'll be like, the Rand
God damn it.
character, or
Yeah,
and I'm just like, that's
if nothing else,
he's the guy.
He's not. Here's a weird comparison, but maybe this is right. It's kind of like a Michael Crichton of fantasy, where
Yeah.
idea
that's
is
right.
good, magic is good, plot is good, character, maybe.
You've
Well,
read the book
so, like,
12 different times.
not-
12 different Michael
Some of them are great. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like. This isn't like
Some
let's
are
shit
great.
on Sanderson.
I'm not. I'm
yeah.
not.
But-
I'm just.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I think we should be honest, and I think that this is honest. Yeah, keep going,
yeah.
Tom.
But
Sound like
isn't
your
that
wife once.
ideally suited to like like how long would it take Brandon Sanderson if you just said, can you give us a breakdown of the Eye of the World for 8 episodes? And not even that, like, where should we end every episode? That's
Yeah.
it. Just give us and then
Like,
should
give
we
us the
end?
dramatic beats. Like, where should every episode end? He'd be like,
Not even that. Just like
overnight.
what is the last scene of each episode, 1 through 8, to get us to the end, and then we'll go from there. Like, he could have done that. I don't even think that would have taken him 5 minutes.
I don't think it would take us.
Probably,
Probably
yeah.
not.
Well, if we were drunk and the three of us at the same time.
It would take
If
us
we could've-
like 3 hours,
if we had been alone, not together, talking over each other, jerking
and
off,
some of them might not
drinking
be as
together.
good as Brandon's.
Yeah, no, but we don't know that. But I it's very
I
interesting
said
though, because
some. John.
again, it's really, I think the one thing, and this is probably to me the most frustrating thing about the Wheel of Time show, besides almost everything else. But the one thing that really frustrates me the most is this kind of like, is it, isn't it kind of thing. It's low hanging fruit, which by the way is what we call my testicles.
Jenna always talks about his low-hanging fruit.
Thank you for noticing.
They're
But,
way
the one
ahead
thing
of you,
that
John.
bothers me, like, there's just this everlasting crutch for the show, which is, well, there's two, like Barney and COVID, and which should, it's like the world's worst, like Ringling Brothers version, but like Barney and COVID.
There was
What does
stuff
that
at the
show
end
look
of
like?
like the last couple episodes, like Barney didn't make them do that, like the whole thing with Perrin and Egwene and Rand, and like, and the whole thing with like when they were going
Exactly.
through like how
Exactly.
Moraine said, "Oh, I can't teach you," like because you shouldn't be channeling, and not because
You're a
channeled
dude.
two different sides of the one
Yeah.
power.
Again,
Like,
inconsistencies in how shit works, and like
That
and
those
that's-
things had nothing to do with Barney.
Barney,
That's true.
And, Barney and COVID again.
but
and
on
COVID.
Barney and COVID, the new big top.
Also, a law firm that will lose you a lot of
It's
money.
just one unvaccinated guy running around coughing on everybody.
yeah. Hey, call Barney and COVID. But like,
Stupid.
that's like they've pinned so much on Barney and COVID for the reasons that they were just like all around. And you know what? Maybe that's true, but at the same time, like, if that is, fix it in season 2. Just fix it and say like, hey, we fucked up. Like, explain it. Like, I don't know. The way that they have instead done it is just this half-assed bullshit manner.
And the books are too big to include everything. But how many made-up ceremonies were in the first season? Exactly.
Exactly. That's the
Like
thing.
the melting of the ring scene. It's like there's so many scenes where just like you could have gotten that point across, that same point in like a different scene that showed the main characters doing what they're supposed to be doing right now. Like there's so many things that I'm like, if that's the reason to have this scene, then do that and get that reason across while still showing us the books.
I love that we've, and it's not we. I do hate that the show's canceled, at least for now. Hold on. But I love the fact that
That's
it's
fine.
been like what, months straight of just yelling about the same thing, and I could do it forever. Because like I think it's a writing thing though. The actors are given this weird kind of like script where they can't really explain why it is that some of these things are happening. Like, it doesn't really. Again, I come back to the way that like some of these characters are giving lines about shit that no one cares about. It just doesn't. It doesn't ring right.
I think they just didn't want to admit how much they just really wanted to make their own thing. So they were using excuses when everybody didn't like it, and it didn't. I don't know. I mean, that's got to be some
Neal
of it.
said, "Well, he has a correction. Number
here
one
we
is
go.
Fairy. So
Okay.
number one is
Wait,
Fairy. 2 is Barrelon.
Ooh.
3 Whitebridge. 4 Perrin Egwene Capture. 5 Rand Matt Travels. 6 Camelin.
Yeah, all the way.
Loyal
Yeah.
Reunion.
They go to 4 Kings and beyond.
7 Ways. 8
There it
Beyond.
is.
What does one Whitebridge mean?
He
Oh,
meant
so he
all the
corrected
way
himself.
to.
He said Fairy, like to the fairy.
I would
So
watch
like
the
Winter's
shit out
Night,
of
but
his
to the
show.
fairy. Yeah.
Like
We're
you
gonna find out
end episode 1 with them leaving the 2 rivers, end episode 2 with Shadow
That is
Logos.
where the
3 and
the
4 are the
Terran fairies
traveling,
where the-
and the White Cloaks, and 4 ends with
Yeah.
everybody getting back together in Camelin. 5 is the Ways in Faldara. 6 is the end of the book. 7 is the Maryland Rise in Faldara. 8 is Fane gets away with the horn. That's season 1.
Yeah, and that sets up.
Yeah.
So I love that, Tom, and here's why. Because that sets up. It does a fantastic job of leading you into the next season with like, instead of just being like, the eye of the world is crazy, and he just like wanders off towards the ways or the waste for some reason.
I
And
think
they
you can
really-
do. I think you can do the rest of the Great Hunt in 4 episodes.
And the stuff with Barney too, they could have just left him in wherever, like they separate, if they wanted to separate him from the dagger at that point, they could have done that early and just had him stay behind and then reconnect with him the next season.
Yeah.
If they had to do something, but still continue the story.
I wouldn't have changed that. I would have been on the phone and in offices banging on the table for as long as it took to get them to delay things until we could recast and just keep shooting as intended.
It's an interesting question.
Okay, that's
Like,
an even better.
Like, all right, two
Just-
things. One, first off,
But none of those ideas make Egwene look better than she does in the books. Rafe couldn't have his favorite character language with just being as awesome as she was in the books.
all right, Glenn is correct. Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you're in that writer's room and you're just like, here's our breakdown for the episode, and you put it on the whiteboard, or you put your cards with the pins, and the showrunner comes in, he's like, I see we have an hour of an episode here, but I don't see the 20 minutes that have been blocked out for Maxim. And they're just like, and they're just like, he's not even in the book. He's
You know
like,
what? Barney
draw
also
a
has nothing to
giant
do with all the
I've
stuff
told
with
you
the
time-
warriors
He's
and
just
making fun of
he's just
land.
renamed. He is
He's like,
technically in the books.
I've
He's
told
just
you
renamed.
time and time again. He's
His
the
name
main
is too
character.
close to Varen's Order, which they never used.
You don't appreciate irony enough.
I
Like
didn't
that's the
think about
justification,
that.
by the way. They're like, it's too close to this other warder's name. It's going to get confusing. And then they never brought that guy. I mean,
They
he
never
was
brought him
there
in.
technically.
And
he was
then
he was there in season 2, but he wasn't like a character. Like
And
his
they also
name could have
put
been
Loyal 'cause
his
they
name could have been Maxim.
They don't
and
want
no
to
one
collect
would've cared.
characters.
You do realize that there's some like weird fucking things that guy had written that was like, well, my name's Maxim and like all that. And they're like, ooh, like years ago. Like it was some like weird thing. Just like
I hate
read
how many
fanfic.
excuses we made for this show. I mean, we're not
That's
making
correct,
any right now,
Alan.
Dan. We're not making any right now, Dan.
Dan
I-
and or Ryan. We don't know which one it is. It's Dan.
It's Dan.
That's 100% right. And
Mental
Glenn-
gymnastics
Oh,
I
look
have
at all
seen
this.
from some have amazed me. Yeah.
And I hope I
think-
hope
well,
that I
can
hope
I-
we're not in that list. Like I'll try my
wonder
best
if
to appreciate, but I think we
I
shit
think
on
we-
it.
Oh, I'll still enjoy
Enjoy it.
aspects
Yeah.
of it.
I think for the first 4 to 6 episodes, I was trying to
Yeah, we
justify the
tried.
decisions they were making and
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like I went along, but it just got exponentially worse for
I
for
think
me.
it got really
personally.
frustrating when it was the dumbest thing. I still remember meeting Tom Maryland, and I think the actor is great. The things he was done was great, but like, why isn't he wearing a cloak? Like, that's the easiest thing to just jerk me off. Like, why is he not
You-
wearing a cloak?
Can you
Yeah,
remind me?
their
He's
decisions.
playing
And
an
granted,
electric
like that could be
guitar.
costume design. Like who knows
Yeah,
who's like
it's
makes
not
those
electric.
final decisions.
Yeah.
But like, it's just such a simple thing to like make us happy so easily is to put
Yeah.
Tom in a dumb
Yeah.
cloak.
That feels
Like,
like
it's
that
so-
to me
it's
feels like a
so
room,
easy.
like a room of people. Like I don't even understand what this is supposed to look like. It sounds stupid. Let's change it. Like I'm
Yeah,
just like,
that's exactly right. It's a writer's decision that is never fucking read. It was so stupid. Oh,
Professor Earl, I wanted the Tom stash. Not gonna lie,
That
fair
would have
enough.
been awesome.
Professor LOL.
Yeah.
they failed
it-
at stupidly simple shit. I mean, like that's
Yeah.
that's what I've been shouting to the
If
rafters
you're
every
gonna
day.
die-
See,
since
that's-
then.
if you're gonna quit your $100 million show, which by the way, this was a $100 million show in the hands of the
Yeah.
guy who failed at Survivor, which is a really funny, weird sentence. Like if you're gonna
He really
include
ruined.
him,
He really ruined that season of Survivor for me too.
maybe we should cover it on podcast.
I mean, I'm not going to explain why, but I was just so irritated.
I've never seen an episode. But like, if you're gonna do that, like, make the readers happy. It doesn't make sense, and we've said it 1,000 times, and I'll do it more because I drink and forget things. It's just like, why would you not do this? Why would you not just at least one little head nod towards my small penis just to make me happy?
You either think you can write it better than the books, or you're operating from a place of fear. You're like, we have to make this a thing that everybody likes, not just people that read the books. Either way, that's a bad choice. When you're handed it, you should make the best adaptation you can, and hope, if you love the book, and hope that
everything else will
with
follow.
people and it works. And if it doesn't, who gives a shit? Because if it failed, you can be like, holy shit, that's great. That was I made it as close as possible.
Yeah, then
So
I
when
would
was
have
the
been
last
making the
time
petition to bring
there
it
was
back.
like a legitimately when was the last time there was a legitimately good fantasy adaptation that did the work itself, right? Like Game of Thrones is legendarily once it got past George R. R. Martin's work.
Yeah. You mean like from scratch?
But just at all.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard to make fantasy shows that don't come across as ridiculous, kind of like a lot of them.
Good spell.
Like,
so Harry
like
Potter,
USA
where you want to go.
Network, right.
Ridiculous.
Harry Potter, number one.
Again,
they changed things in those movies, and no one complained. Everyone was like,
"Oh,
great.
people complained, but not as loudly." But
Yeah,
also,
but you know what I mean?
But
Like,
the changes weren't that big, though. You know?
Yeah, or they left things out that they had to leave out, but they stuck to it. Like,
and they kept to the bones of the shit. Same thing with Lord.
I think somebody
Lord
best
of the Rings.
described that as like the books and the movies are kind of like complementary to each other. Like they're not exactly verbatim each other, but like you can almost read the books along with the movies and go, "Oh, that's what happened between those two scenes." And I understand why they cut that out of the movie because the movie's a movie and it's trying to move at a pace. But like,
how
like
long
it's
were
almost
they?
like the things they kept in were verbatim. Like we're so close to the books, no one was really upset when they cut random stuff out for story.
How long were they?
if you're using the justification that you want to make changes because you wanted to appeal to a lot of people and tell the story, but if you change it so dramatically, then you're not telling the story, so you're not bringing that story to a lot of people necessarily. Like,
well, didn't they straight off, this is a new turning of the wheel, so they had intentions immediately of making it different.
they were that was damage control before the damage was even
That was
done.
damage control. Yeah,
It was awesome.
Oh, okay.
When
I really started, like I was doing like 1, 2, and 3, I really enjoyed. I thought it felt like Wheel of Time, even though some of the stuff was different. And I was like, okay, they're just trying to build up these characters more quickly or for whatever. But then when they were like in the 4th episode, I think it's when they were like, those warders were like, all of them were like making fun of Lan.
Oh, fuck
and he wasn't like,
he should be like the most.
And at that point, when they
all
were, if they were
inspiring
teasing
of
him,
them.
he should have done one thing where they're like, "Oh, whoa!" Like there was nothing. It like that's when I started going. I don't know.
Yeah, as the season went along, I think there weren't like changes like kind of out and then they get back to the main. Like the changes happened and then they just kept branching with the changes further and further and further from where we're supposed to be. What have you done here? Supposed to make it like. So my original thought with Perrin and his wife and the trauma was like, so they don't have time for Egwene and the Ravens. So they're trying to basically give Perrin that personality in 30 seconds in this fight so that they have it to use later. Like that makes sense to me. But then they just went weird with it.
Yes,
they made him in love with Egwene. They're like,
well, that's kind of.
Do you remember when that ended? Everyone was like, "Did he kill his wife on purpose?"
That's what I was gonna say. Season 1. There's an aspect of season 1 that made like they went so far afield by like episode 6 or 7 that I was just like, is Rand gonna be the dragon? Like, I honestly don't know.
It was a legitimate question.
Like, Dan, like, you know, I was just like, and that's not like a mystery. a quick Google search of anybody wanting to watch that show is gonna be like, oh well, that clearly it's the guy that's on all the covers.
Was there anybody
Like,
that legit?
it's not like
worked
it's a
on the
huge
show?
secret. Like, why go that direction to make it a mystery in the first place? They should have just been like, they don't
Then-
know.
Yeah, but then they
you know.
did that cool thing where he went and he was shooting the bow,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
he
cool.
had that whole
The
like-
reveal was cool.
Mm.
yeah, so like that was, and it told
But
the whole
again, it was
story
like
that we didn't see in the
almost-
beginning when he was so. I thought,
But they
okay,
pulled-
maybe they're gonna do some cool stuff.
There is
Mhm.
technically like this one part early on where each one of them like thinks that the other one might be the Dragon Reborn. Like Perrin's like, I talked to
Yeah.
Wolf, hope it's not me. Again, the
Yeah.
Dragon Reborn though is never said, right?
I mean, that
Like-
is part of the book, so that
It is.
works.
It is. It's
Yeah.
also 100 pages of a 700-page book in hardback. So but they pulled that out and made it the master fucking like piece of it, and
Mhm.
they added other characters to it. All right, I'm not like it doesn't have to be this like male female dynamic necessarily the same way, but
Mhm.
adding that complication feels unnecessary complicated. Yes, by the way, everything they did with Valda, best character possible.
Oh, yeah, Valda was great.
Seriously,
Like he was amazing.
Theory's wondering if Perrin's wife was a dark
Right.
friend. Probably would have been better. Honestly,
yeah,
But that,
it would have
yes.
absolved him of his guilt.
But then
quicker.
a whole new storyline that we're like,
Yes. You know,
Right.
what's
Again,
that?
That's
Like,
which is why, to Brandon's point, you can get him there without actually having him kill a wife
we
that
had this
doesn't
weird
exist in the
sex.
books.
We were murdering
Hey,
children together. I don't know.
they're constantly
Yeah.
saying they don't have room to include everything, but creating things from whole cloth. And then even like in season 1, they're like, well, we couldn't do Camlin because we can only build so many sets. I'm like, you built Tyrell. It's not in the book. It's not in the first goddamn book. What are you talking about? Just do that instead.
We don't need to see Tarvalon. Show us Camlin
What
instead.
happened? Like, we can't go everywhere. We burn down this
Excellent
river.
question.
Why would you burn it down? Burn one
So,
building. Move the
I've got
camera
a
around.
fantastic quote by the way, Joe.
Leave the rest of it up. It can double as Terran Ferry. You can make it part of Barrelon. You could use it as Whitebridge, and every fucking town that Rand and Matt go
wrong
to
with
on
you?
their
Yeah.
journey to Camlin. What are you talking about? You burned it down. Don't
I've
burn
got a-
any of it. They fucking on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. All you have to do is light a match and hold it in front of the bar, and then CGI can expand it into a conflagrate. You don't have to burn any of it.
Yeah, knock down some fake facades, put some fake.
There is
Anyway,
a
the point
30th
is, an
edition of
experienced showrunner doesn't know what you can do to save money and make things work.
Also, the Two Rivers doesn't get burned down. They make a very specific point of they only went after Matt, Perrin, and Rand's houses.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's that
technically-
too.
Only
That's
those
ridiculous.
houses burned down.
Just one
and
build.
small pieces in between.
Set dressing
Yeah.
changes the whole town constantly. Just do that.
I have a delightful quote.
We have a limited
that's
budget. Then
very
why
relevant.
burn any of it down?
God
Leave
damn
it
it.
there literally forever.
John, what were you going to say?
So this is not about the Wheel of Time at all, which is why it's relevant.
Weird.
For those nerds in the audience, and I'm sure that's all of them, they will appreciate this. So there was a wonderful video game called Dragon Age.
They burn stuff on
Um,
forever, so you do what you know.
Take it down. Maybe we should watch it. Maybe we should
What you know.
watch it.
Everyone knows that.
Dragon Age has 4 versions, or 4, like the original and then 3 sequels. And the 4th one apparently sucked. Haven't played it. But the writer says, quote, RPG fans will always show up. They live in some weird cave, and you don't have to try to appeal to them at all. So in essence, the hardcore fans of this show already exist in a nerd cave, and you don't really have to worry about them. You're trying to just pitch it to new people. And that feels like the right thing for what the fuck they were doing, isn't it? You know what? Wheel of Time fans already exist. They live in a cave. They'll come out for this. Let's get new people. That feels like a shitty
It's
thing
just the exact opposite way to go.
of what you should
honestly.
fucking do.
Yeah, it's get the fans that are already there to love the show, and they'll spread it to everybody they know and be like, "Hey, that thing that I've loved for my entire life,
It's like
that I've been
herpes.
reading it since 1992. Like,
Yeah.
we can now I can share it with you because it's just an easily digestible TV show that
I
you can
don't-
watch, and you don't have to
I
read
don't
these
know.
In
giant books.
1992, Tom was 20 years old, had herpes, and tried to give it to everyone he knew.
I don't. Yeah, I
I'm
heard
sure I've
about
said
that.
this before, but like, yeah, everybody I know asked me like, "Oh, is it good?" And I'm like, "No."
No.
Right,
The
I
town
know.
on every
don't
planet
know.
in Star Trek Next Generation is the same set.
Good one, Liam. See, all right, he's back.
Thank you, Lan. See, you're just proving Tom's point.
Yeah. So I read something,
you
I don't
need
know how accurate it is, but like the total viewing minutes for season 1 was over 4 billion. And then for season 2, the total viewing minutes went down to like over 500,000. Or 500 bill, I guess that would be 500 million.
500 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Million, yeah.
Okay.
So that's where they lost all the people, all of the book fans that were excited to watch it, and they changed so much stuff in the first
Well, we don't know it's
season.
just book fans technically, but they lost enough.
that's
I would argue
Yeah.
mostly the book fans are the only ones still watching it because they're just like, please fix this, please fix this. Whereas like if
okay.
whereas everyone else that
But
was
there's
watching it that
people
wasn't
like-
a book fan
yeah.
probably went, it's okay, I guess, and then kind of lost interest.
Well, like,
Also,
but then
I mean,
there's
like,
people like Tom.
we did talk about this
or other
last week,
people
but like,
I know, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, they watched the first season. And they're like, "This is lame. They changed so much. I don't really care. I'm not going to watch it anymore." That's where
Yeah.
they're the dip down.
I'm
in
sure there's a
views.
lot of like book readers that felt the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
Rings of Power launching around the same time, and like they would do like
Yeah.
Season of the Wheel of Time, and then Rings of Power, and then Season of the Wheel of Time, and you're just like, that was a dumb idea in the first place. Like just spreading that audience thin, and then you're not even spreading the audience thin. Like if you're gonna do Rings of Power and Wheel of Time at the same time, fine. Spring, fall, spring, fall, spring, fall. Like why am I waiting a year and a half or 2 years between seasons?
It's
Like
very
that's
odd.
too long. Like people like that's when regular viewers fall off. Like
Okay.
we come back because we love the Wheel of Time or we're aware of it. But like
I
mean, I think season 3 was coming out and my wife didn't even know. Like she was just like
Yeah.
unaware because like
I didn't know you were
if
married.
I wasn't like telling her about it and like it was happening, like she wouldn't have known.
Right.
Lindsay had no idea. She's like,
Who?
"Oh, wait, there was another season?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I
Yeah.
didn't know."
I didn't watch it because I hate it.
Do you want me to text her, let her know there's a 3rd season?
She already
the
knows.
characters
Yeah.
are so
Yeah.
imbalanced in terms of like importance and screen time. Like largely, I believe to be Rafe's deference to Egwene, as the chat has mentioned. But like, and also weirdly, and I don't know if you guys pick up on this, but I kind of do. Like, it's his seemingly stubborn use of Rand as a main character. Like, he was almost like, gotta put Rand in it, I guess. Like, if he could literally have made Egwene the main character, I feel like he would have done it.
Grudging use.
Begrudging
Yeah.
use, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And like, I don't know, and the lack of fucks he gave for Perrin and Nynaeve and Matt as their storylines as a whole, like
it's
seemed
almost
kind of-
like he
and Lan for that matter. Yeah,
yeah, again, they did Land worse than they did so many fucking characters.
there was some
I don't
cool Lan
understand
bits.
why.
Like the early Lan in the show was good. Like it was still good. Like he hadn't been ruined, quote unquote. And like the Shadow Logos stuff was fun with Lan. Like
Yeah, you
Lan and
really
Matt
liked- you
talking,
liked
and like
that-
Matt was like, "That's the most he's ever said to me in like an
Yeah.
entire day." Yeah, like just shit like that was funny. Like there was a lot of good
second
stuff.
episode,
and then, like,
I really liked. That's one of my favorites. I
Yeah.
really like that one. And when he's after they have like the dreams with
Rafe gets
Baalzamon, and
less than Brandon
Moraine
does.
goes ahead because like Rand fights with her, which was super totally Rand to fight with Moraine like
Mhm.
that. And that was well done. And then he's like, "We're not waiting for you." But then he's like standing there next to that mountain, and they go past him and they don't see him because he like was like hiding and like ninja
Yeah.
and waiting. Like that was so like that was really cool too.
Yeah.
So I had hope for it, but they stopped doing stuff like that. Well, except for that one thing when he
Season
snuck
2 we
up
lost
behind
Lan. I
Nynaeve.
think season 1 we lost Lan. Over.
It's time for
Showmat was more likely to fuck a guy. I didn't mind. I mean, I mean, sure.
It doesn't
Whatever.
bother me.
Matt
Yeah,
just being like
No,
sexually
that's
charged
true.
at anybody being around was fun.
yeah.
All
that
right,
kind of makes sense for Matt.
John Reed Bukowski. I think
Yeah.
we're about to hear a
Time to
segment.
read Alan Romanchuk and my favorite book.
Will you make
Now
him
we're
full
on
screen?
page
please?
69, Joe. And I'm not even kidding. Chapter 23. They are, of course, long chapters. I'm going to skip some stuff. I blacked out after this. I guess I consumed more whiskey than I thought. I don't remember arriving at her house. I awakened in the morning with my back to somebody's strange bed. I looked at the wall facing. There was a large decorative letter. It said "in." I felt sick. I went to the bathroom. I used In's toothbrush, gagged. I washed my face, combed my hair, shat and pissed, washed my hands, drank some water. Then I went back to bed. Nicole, that was her. She got up, did her toilet, came back, faced me. We began to kiss and fondle one another. I'm innocent in my fashion, Lydia, I said. I'm innocent. I'm faithful to Rose. No oral sex, I decided. My stomach was too upset anyway. I mounted the famous doctor's ex-wife, culture world traveler. I gave her 3 or 4 particular mean rips, and she gasped. Now she knew how a writer finished. Not a very well-known writer, of course, but I managed to pay the rent. That was something. One day she'd be in one of my books. I was fucking a cultured bitch. I felt myself nearing climax. I pushed my tongue in her mouth, kissed her, and came. I rolled off, feeling foolish. I held her. Then she went in the bathroom. America was a shitty place to fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was real, man.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Tom, your thoughts?
Tom doesn't care. Oh, man.
Tom, you're on mute.
He's unmuting. Give him a second.
I've been trying. Well, I don't want to tell you what I've been doing. Don't worry.
Tell us. Tell us.
Are you writing the next Sanderson book via AI?
No, I just think I might be able to tell you what I'm doing
Next week.
No, when it's time to tell you.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
we'll be waiting.
No, I mean
Jeffy
I might
Art's
be able to.
into the books
Oh.
because of watching the show, love the books, and enjoy the show. I mean,
Okay,
like
Jeffy
again,
Art, thank you.
I love that those.
That's a
People
beautiful
exist, like yourself.
story.
Hey, Jeffy
Yeah.
Art, if you love the books and you love the show, if you want all the information that you can get about these things, you should make a MySpace account, sign up for MySpace, and follow
That's
MySpace
true, you
/tWoTcast.
Yeah, MySpace.com/tWoTcast, the news space for all of your Wheel of Time news. You can also go to MySpace.com/thing with
And
Kathy.
Jeffy Art,
Find us there.
if you connect with tWoTcast there, then you will get a shout out next week.
Oh yeah, we'll shout you out next week. We're bringing it
Also,
back.
Jeffy Art, I legitimately appreciate the shit out of you, and for I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
There's so much
100%.
that I do appreciate about the show, but there's so much that I don't. And I that's again, nothing's gonna be perfect. I get that.
John, what season of Survivor was Rafe Judkins on?
11. I've
11,
never
yeah.
seen again. I know this off the top of my head. Still haven't.
Charles
still
is the
haven't seen
worst
it.
best writer ever. Hey Ryan.
It's
Hi
wild.
Ryan. Hi Ryan.
You guys want to do?
Hey Jeffy Art, did you read New Spring too? Did you also read New Spring? Just got to make sure that you know about it because I know someone who had read all the books after watching the show, but had missed that one. So I want to make sure you get that one too.
Oh yeah, that's apparently easy to miss, sort of.
Is it?
I don't know.
There are hundreds there.
Hi.
Hey, Ryan.
The book slowly introduced us to the world. The show threw you right into it. Yeah, you sure?
To some degree, yes. But I don't know. Whatever. I did like a lot of the way that the show actually characterized and kind of like made things writ large.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him Cineal is very
Again, I feel like they kind of half
cinematic.
got there. You know?
Yeah. I don't
There
know.
didn't seem to be.
Maybe it's dick envy, but like I think about the fact that
Oh, cool. Okay.
I think about and I hate coming back to the same thing every time, but Game of Thrones, to my mind, I love the first 2 or 3 books, but they kind of trail off after 4 and 5. Like they're still wonderful books, and there's great work, they're great dialogue, great world building, great, like all that shit going on. It's very, very good stuff, but it does like its peak is in either books 1 or 2, maybe 3. But I don't know. Like the fact that it became such a cultural juggernaut is very strange to a certain extent because
Oh, Tom
It's
said it
a
last week.
fantasy
It was the
series?
last big like super show before everything kind of like scattered to the four winds with the streaming services and
When I heard that show was going to be
True.
made, and I was like, why are they making a show that's the books aren't even finished, or the story's not even finished? Why don't they just Wheel of Time?
That
Wheel
will
of
never
I
Time
be
was
literally
finished,
had
by
that
the way.
exact same thought. Or
He's
It's
never
weird.
finishing that series, right?
No.
Have you
No.
seen him? He looks great.
So I just spent
one time
the
at
last
Liberty
10
Con,
minutes trying to find the part of Survivor where Rafe's horse gets snuffed out and it says Rafe the tribe has spoken, but it doesn't happen because he makes the final 3. So he never gets kicked off. He just doesn't win.
he just doesn't win.
So Joe and I, again, like I have been pushing a little too hard and aggressively. It's like a woman for doing Survivor, which I've never seen an episode of. I don't think anyone on the 4 of us, unless Tom has. I kind of just want to watch the man lose, or be in weird situations.
You'll be
I don't
you'll
know
be
if I
annoyed.
wanna-
You'll
don't
watch
know
him
if I
fuck
wanna
over a
watch that
lot
man.
of people all the way to the end, and then he's in the final
Does that
3,
add or subtract?
and then they do a vote, and he ends up not winning the $1 million. But
So it's pretty much this.
it's
show.
very annoying.
It's,
Yeah, basically.
Jeffy Hart said, "I love the world
It is
building
a
that the show
metaphor for
introduced
this.
me to, especially after season 3. I love the IEL. They are my favorite fantasy culture now. I hope the
Yeah.
books goes deeper with them, and they do.
it
Jeffy Hart.
fucking does, Jeffy Art. It fucking does. Again,
But
I love
Roger
the
said
fact that
Origins.
there's
I fucking loved Origins. Again,
Gotta run.
I like that too.
Night night, Tommy.
What?
Why?
Wait,
what-
Jeffy
so-
Art.
Oh yeah.
Je-
Oh, see,
Jeffy Art, I have a
Happy
question. though.
Tommy birthday, Tommy.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Happy birthday a
yes.
day later, Tom.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Birthday,
Bye.
sparkler
Oh,
guy.
Jonathan
Oh,
is-
look at that. You're getting a show. Wait,
You got
Fucking
Johnny. You
asshole
got some
left.
real Austin Powers chest hair
did,
there.
does Jeffy Art know that we do full split? Because it seems like they're still reading the books because they were hoping the books
That
go
is
into
true. Random
so,
people do find our
Jeffy
show
Art.
sometimes.
Jeffy Art, you
Jeffy
should
Art,
know that we spoil everything here.
Well, that being said, we are talking largely about just the show, so it's not.
Oh, that's
but it
true.
could happen at random times.
Yeah,
Like,
we
Actually
we're not- you know,
spoiled Joe's
So-
mom.
Can you put up your
he didn't get to
spoiler
finish
banner?
Survivor either.
Full
Yeah, we can
spoilers
just
for the books and the show.
You know, we'll just change the logo up here. Spoilers for
Okay.
TV show
Just
and
so-
the books. Yeah.
Taffy, you're the closest
What was I
point
gonna
at
say?
it.
Oh,
Nope. Nope.
what are you pointing?
The full spoilers thing.
Oh, you want me to point at this? Wait a minute. It's right here for me. So should I point right here?
Reverse.
Yeah,
Yep, that's correct.
good. Good,
Full
good.
spoilers.
Unfold the book. Well, Tom's gonna miss our super fun segment that we made up.
Yeah, where the fuck did he go? Okay, let's stretch it out. Let's wait for Tom. Oh, you know what Tom's doing?
No, he's
Tom's
going to
done.
bed.
Yeah,
He's
Tom
getting-
died.
Did he say bye?
I've got 2 children,
Yeah.
one of which is like 7 months old.
Oh, bye, Tom.
Yeah,
He-
real
he
lame.
won't-
4 months old.
He won't watch it later either. So
Also, what mug are you drinking out of?
Oh, I took my daughter to the Renaissance Festival, and I bought this mug because I usually drink out of
Come.
no, my Dusty
Secret
Wheel
Star-
mug, but I've
Secret
watched
Star
it so
Pop
many
Star,
times.
Secret Star Pop.
Doesn't even
Secret Star
have
Pop
Dusty
Star,
Wheel on
Secret
there anymore.
oh really?
But I got this mug at the Renaissance Festival that holds 2 beers.
What day
Did
was
Violet also get a mug?
No, she got a unicorn.
Oh, awesome. That's
And a sword.
cool. Nice.
it? I'm proud of you, Joe, because
Did
we
Lauren
got
get
fucked
something?
up. Nope, she didn't go.
No, she didn't
Oh,
go.
she did. Oh, okay.
Oh, she took Grayson somewhere, so a lot of the dads took all our daughters down to the Ren Fair.
That's so
So-
cool.
So the best part is, while that was happening, the only people at Joe's house, my wife and me passed out drunk.
Right.
That's true because we hung out the night before and we're like, keep sleeping,
Yeah.
see you later.
So I'm actually awake. My wife, she's fucking dead.
Also, my Ren Fair experience was very hungover, and then I got a mug filled with 2 beers, and I was like, okay, I'm pretty good now. Good to go. Let's do
That's
this.
awesome.
Hey,
Let's do it.
Joe, for $400, guess who wasn't hungover? Never me.
Hey.
It's never me.
Did you hydrate before you passed out?
I wasn't hungover per se. It was just getting
I
up
don't
that
get
early to go down to something in the hot sun and wander
Yeah,
around
that is
and
pretty
watch.
far south. No, but
That
I
sounds
still don't get
terrible.
hangovers yet.
Oh,
Unless
okay.
I fucking murder myself. But
Okay.
yeah.
But Smug holds 3 beers
Yeah.
because they're tinier beers.
Oh,
And because she's
nice.
not a bitch like her dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
damn, only
okay.
2 children. Pff, rookie.
Oh,
Dan,
well.
we're done at 2. That's it.
You know what?
Yeah.
We might have spoiled a lot of stuff already.
Starting
Jeffrey,
on book
or-
2, should I stop and go to Newspring instead? As for spoilers, it's okay.
No.
My brother told me about the Ashman and Dumai's Wells battle. Sucks that we won't see it on the screen. Oh,
Yeah.
We don't know
your
yeah.
brother's
They
already
didn't-
spoiling it for you.
Okay,
Your
no,
brother's a
New
dickhead.
Spring is after what? 9 or
New
10?
Spring came out between books 10 and 11.
Okay. Yeah,
After
so
book
wait
7.
after 10.
Well, yeah, after book 7 at least. But
Oh,
yeah, I think,
okay.
it was between, I think it was
New
10.
Spring, the novella came out. I forget when. So after book 7 is when the big white book came out. But New Spring, the actual full novella came out between books 10 and 11.
Okay.
Yeah, most would say wait on New Spring. I would agree at this point. I kind of
Yeah.
agree with Glenn. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of, you don't need to read it between books. Like, you could just read the series and then be like, I don't have any more Wheel of Time to read. And
Yeah,
then you'd have
that's
like the New
true.
Spring to read, and it's fun.
Again, 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Also, buy the big white book by Teresa Patterson and Robert Jordan and watch some shitty art. And it's also really cool.
I don't
Yeah.
use blacklight.
Oh. In your house,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. All of his rooms.
All of them.
My wife
Oh,
passed
Glenn
out.
said
I didn't do anything.
I'm slightly relieved I won't have to see how gory they would have made Dumai's Wells. I don't think would they have gone that bad with it?
I don't know. Like,
I mean, they
that's gotta
chose
be one of
against
the
puppeting
most-
a little girl. So I mean, you know
I'll
what
tell
I
you
mean?
what didn't. My penis. That's not fucking good.
Oh God, damn!
Where is it, Jono? Where is it?
I'm
where's it,
just
John?
nowhere near there. I'm nowhere near there.
There we go. Thanks, Joe.
Jesus fucking Christ!
That was good. That was good. I felt very like
That was a
natural
good.
with
That was a
joke.
good.
Yeah. We haven't made a lot of jokes that make a lot of people uncomfortable lately.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
enough. You gotta.
All right, where are we on an actual conversation point? Because I feel like we did this last week and the week before.
So it sounds like the whole thing of Brandon said, Silly Dabbit said that the whole negotiation thing is done and over. Like it.
But he also said he
I-
didn't see
But
that.
he also said he didn't
twat up
see
thing.
the thing from the twat up thing. So I don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
So
he meant
here's
the
my
original
guess.
negotiations.
My guess is nothing happens.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I told you guys about how
You're
The guy
one
that
connected
lives-
analyst. Yeah, the guy
the
you're
guy
talking
who
about.
lives here, who works in
Yeah,
the
Otto Bennington.
film
Yeah.
and television industry,
We don't
said
give him a name.
they are working on a show. They've been working on a show for Amazon, and it got
Mhm.
canceled. And they went into talks and negotiating, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new word I just came up with.
Negotiations.
And he said it's bullshit, but I don't know if they have a full online campaign and they're getting a bunch of media
Yeah.
outlets
They-
to write shitty articles about how well, not shitty articles, but articles about how shitty the cancellation is. I
He
don't think that
said,
they have
he
that.
meant the first one. He didn't see the
Oh.
lot up stuff. All right.
Oh, okay.
It actually had me up the whole Dragon Reborn guy seeing these witches scared of some baby. What was it? What?
So Taffy, and I don't want to get into your roommate, and if we want to skip, tell me. But was his thing already canceled before they went to the table?
Yeah, I think it's the same situation.
Why
Yeah.
would you? I just don't understand the idea behind that.
I think what happens is, I think with what happened with Wheel of Time is they went to negotiate because they had contract through season 1 through 3.
So,
They
yeah.
went to renegotiate. Maybe they asked for more money or they wanted whatever. And Amazon's like, fuck you, we're not doing that. And so then maybe they're getting back together to see if they can, compromise and renegotiate again, Like maybe the first negotiations and the renewal didn't work out, and so that's what they're trying to do again.
Yeah, but typically, if that happens, in my mind, they don't fully publicly release the cancellation of the show. Yeah, like that's like you might go back to the table a few times, but like you're not going to announce a cancellation and then go back to the table.
Yeah,
like that seems odd.
Like when Joe and I have sex, I don't tell him I'm going to or I'm not going to. Like I'm like,
we just figure it out, you know.
Maybe some urethral sounding and some butt stuff. And he's like,
all right.
Like you kind of,
and then it just happens.
Dan said the only way that petition does any good is if every one of those signers cancels their Amazon Prime accounts. I mean, like
that's
actually canceled Tom's Prime account.
But that's where I get all my vitamins.
And I canceled his account.
Yeah. This is kind of where I'm at. Cyneal?
Yeah. I get all my supplements from there.
Yeah. Prime Video picked up a show because of a fan campaign to keep The Expanse alive. I mean,
yeah.
What? Can I ask a question for Gwen? What show did they pick up?
The Expanse.
DK Moon's here.
Oh, sorry.
Canceled
Hi, DK Moon. Oh, yeah. Hey, DK Moon, did you canceled your Amazon, your Prime, but did you create an account with MySpace?
You know, yeah. Did you make your MySpace account? Call out on the show next week if you do.
Yeah.
Follow tWoTcast.com/singwithsappy at myspace.com. I brought this up last week kind of as a joke, but like as in like I watch other shit that Amazon makes, but like one of the shows that I do watch is granted is a cartoon, but it's Invincible, but it's made off of a comic book. There's 3 seasons of it right now. It's not wildly different from the comic, but they do make changes. Okay. Then, so I've been rereading the comic recently just because I was like, I never finished that book. I kind of want to read it because it's a finished series, like as a comic, which is rare.
Where's it
not
from?
Just some ongoing thing like Superman for the rest of the day, you know, that kind of thing. So I was rereading the books and I was like, oh, wow, they made a lot of changes. Like they changed this character, they changed this character, they changed that character. I didn't even notice, you know, like but all of the changes were for the better. And made the story more concise kind of thing. And they brought breadth to things in the series that were like kind of short in the comic book. Yeah. And then they kind of shortened some things in the show that were like, didn't need to be talked about all that much in the comic. And I was just like, okay. And then I found out, you know, weirdly enough, and this is the key here, it's because the guy that wrote the comic is heavily involved in writing the show. So he was really involved in, let's change the story for a show, but we'll make it what it needs to be to make it like a good, like a better, more like palatable story for a show. Although we're going to change things, it's basically the comic book. And I was like, yeah. It's possible is all I'm saying. / don't use Brandon Sanderson for all of his knowledge and or history or Maria for that matter, or Alan, you know, just let him go. You know?
Hey, you just stacked your papers like Space Ghost does with his cards. He does that.
Yep, I do that a lot.
Jono.
I was Joe pretty much hit my joke already, which is
he did do the same for Walking Dead.
Yeah,
we're talking about Robert Kirkman, by the way.
Yeah, actually, he, I don't know if it was like this last season. I watched, it was a
Careful
panel.
With your words. We don't say I want. We don't say I want.
Okay, I viewed. Yes. I did a viewing. I have seen. It was for I think it was New York City Comic-Con maybe.
Comic-Con.
When they had Wheel of Time, like visual effects supervisors, and they had some like interesting people like talking about like the work behind the scenes of Wheel of Time. But I also watched Robert Kirkman. They'd had an Invincible panel like right afterward or right before. And he was talking about working on the show and like, because Invincible is really popular. People love it.
Popular.
And it's doing really well. And it's probably for the reason that you just told us about.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like, again, they made changes. Some of them are superficial. I mean, it's a hand-drawn cartoon, but they changed the race of one of the main characters, like little stuff like that. And you're just like, well, that's fine. It's just for a broader audience. And like when they made this comic, like
women only
2 decades ago, like it was all white people, and then they were like, that's a bad idea. We should probably throw in some different characters here.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But like, it's just little stuff like that, and it's like, it's little. There are little changes, but then there are bigger changes, and you're like,
so Joe,
after reading the book, I'm like, that change made sense. Like all you did was get to this plot point faster, or kind of gloss over that one because it wasn't really that important, kind of thing. Kind of thing. So just saying, maybe Brandon Sanderson, with all of his notes, would have been a resource that you could have used. Again, / Harriet and Maria, and
I think that's
all
very
of Team
stupid.
Jordan, really.
Like, why would you bring in the people who know the most, who are legitimately willing? Like, I know for a fact that Alan and Maria worked on comics, especially with iWatch.
Yeah, I don't understand why Maria wasn't just given a full-time job at the show, like continuity editor.
Have you considered the fact that she doesn't know anything after years of like editing this shit? Have you?
No,
you dumb dick. 30 years later, you're a stupid penis, Joe. Stupid penis.
All right.
Dan said, in hindsight, what did Sarah Nakamura even do? They obviously didn't listen to her very often, I'd guess.
So I can answer that real quickly.
Right.
I don't want to.
Hold on, there's a few comments. Dan, I think season 3 was an example of them
let's-
finally listening to Sarah more.
Oh, okay.
Drank lots
right.
of Dr. Pepper. The new Pope's brother is a Florida cracker. No, I'm kidding. She indicated that she had more influence in season 3. Yeah, I wanted to talk to Sarah. Well, who doesn't want to talk to Sarah?
Right.
Maria should have had the job they hired Sarah for. That, I mean, yeah, kind of.
I don't know. I think that Maria would
Shows
toss her
Mensa
fucking
level,
hair
bro.
out the door. Yeah.
All right, John, what are you going to say?
I've lost it in like 6 different sex jokes that happened like in the past. I should start writing them down.
Yeah.
It was probably going to be like, you had said something about broader audience, which I was like, we don't need more women.
Oh, I heard that one.
Okay, yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman says that. That warms the cockles of my heart.
What's one of the biggest
agree.
mistakes of the show? Matt's involvement in season 1, and that leads us into our next segment. What are they doing now, John?
Yay!
Yeah.
What are they doing now is my favorite name for this.
Can you say it with the game show voice, Jono?
What are they doing now?
So in this week's What Are They Doing Now, we're going to talk about Barney Harris, guys.
Okay.
The one that's had the most time away from the show so far.
Okay. I love it.
Other
That's
than Parent's
job.
Life.
Oh.
So Barney's, he has 3 credits to his name, post Wheel of Time. And we're going to go over the first one that's out and you can view. It's called The Severed Son.
Ooh.
It looks pretty cool.
Can you put that description back?
Yeah, I'm gonna loop it. So sorry.
That's a cool poster. I like it.
Description.
Yeah, it's a weird folksy horror movie. It looks for
Oh my god, that's right up my fucking alley. I'm so
All right, so this
into
came out in
horror.
2024. You can watch it now, Taffy. He plays John.
Oh.
It's about Magpie lives in an isolated church community ruled over by her father, the pastor. When a man is murdered, paranoia sets in and people start to whisper about a strange beast that lives in the forest.
Hell yes.
He's third build in this as
Oh.
John. He's third build.
Third what?
So it's
Bill.
Oh, man.
Build.
That is right there. I'm so into that. I love that stuff.
We're going to view the trailer. Ready?
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah.
What's troubling you? My daughter. Haven't seen you at service recently.
I've not been well.
You have lost a husband and a father. But as family, we must set an example. For all have sinned. We are conceived, born into this fallen world. We were chosen. I know that work has been hard of late. But we must remember, we cannot always have bright, shining sun. John. There will be periods of darkness and light.
What is this?
It seems to have a taste of a foul man.
Tell me why I'm sick.
It was the beast! It ripped him apart!
You can't kill a you fool! So it was real?
I don't know.
But they believe it's real.
Cool creature. And that's all they showed of the creature. That's awesome. That was a pretty good trailer. like
Turns
it.
out the twist is it's just because he had to touch this Shatter Logop dagger.
Oh.
That's all it was.
Wrong. He actually was killed by it twice and then came back anyway. The Shadow Logop dagger
That's
doesn't mean
it.
shit.
Yeah, it just comes back.
Could eat
So
shit.
Taffy, I love the fact that you're pretty fucking on board with this. We should get drunk and watch this for tWoTcast.
Ooh, good idea. I like it.
Thank you, Yowie. I
Thank
like.
you.
Just
I also
said, I
did
think I'll
not
skip
know.
this one.
Oh, okay. That is like, I love folk horror, giallo. Like, I don't know. That's pretty much all I watch.
It's good to see we're still making films with people who don't give a shit about COVID.
We don't know if that's true. We don't know if that's true.
We don't. So, allegedly.
That was
Allegedly.
debunked supposedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I also
Kathy, have
heard
you heard
something
that?
about like, I also heard something about like, there was something like one of his family members wasn't well or something, or
yeah. I supposedly that's been debunked, and like I'm not here to promulgate football. That's what they call
So
it.
here's
right?
two of Barney's "What Are They Doing Nows." Oh, sorry. Need to re-loop that.
Joe, this is fantastic. You guys both.
It's
I
my
like that I
Oxford
did the
year.
work for this.
This is completed. It's coming out this year in like August, I think. But it's a Netflix movie. He's 17th build.
Okay.
He's playing Ian, so not his best work, maybe. Anna, an ambitious American student, travels to Oxford to fulfill her dreams, but encounters a charming local who changes both of their lives.
Is he a monster?
No,
Is
he probably
If
just
there's
plays
no
the guy's friend
monsters
or
or
something.
ghosts or demons, I probably won't watch it.
Does he have a big
Yeah.
penis?
That could be the
Well,
monster.
then we all know Barney has a big penis.
Asking for
Yeah.
my wife.
Loyal crash into the woods outside the village and is tearing people apart. So,
Oh my god.
He has a big penis. There we go.
Yeah.
I bet the dagger would change both their lives. That's true. I bet it would.
Totally.
Was Barney even in that trailer? Yes, he was in the. It was brief, but he was.
Yeah, he was at the end.
It was very brief. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he played more importance in the end of that trailer.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, the
Irishmen
very
have
last kind of
have
couple
hogs, right,
pieces
Joe?
were him.
Here's his last credit on IMDb so
right.
far. It's called Desperate Journey. It's a remake of a movie starring Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Oh my
Set in a
god.
burlesque world of 1940s Paris, the man is forced to flee Vienna as Nazi hysteria takes hold. 9th build. He plays Yakov.
Oh, I've done
Okay.
that twice today.
Like, yeah.
So it's in post-production. No word of it coming out this year, so I assume early next year probably.
Okay.
But that's what Barney is doing now.
Fantastic.
I'll be honest. I have come with
Excellent.
many dumb show episodes or pieces, including books, calendars, and dick pieces. So what are they doing now?
Mhm.
Not my idea. Brilliant. though.
But
It
you
was your-
coined the phrase.
You
coined the
literally
phrase.
said that.
Yeah, but it was not my idea. I just came up
Literally.
with the yeah. probably the most brilliant thing because it's only going to get better from here.
For sure.
Mhm.
That was really an excellent segment. Well done, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank
He's
you.
like a worm.
Yakov Smirnov? Smirnov.
Smear it off.
Is that pronounced Jakov? I mean, very possibly.
Twice a day. You want to keep your prostate healthy.
Oh, or a sober one. Yeah.
Make sure you replace your protein.
That's what
Jono.
Barney's been doing since the Wheel of Time.
Good for him.
I
Good
don't
for
know.
him.
I don't know if this segment will pop up next week if we don't. It hasn't been very long since the Wheel of Time has been canceled.
It's been a week.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
We're
But,
going to
you
really
know,
delve into the IMDb's of random fucking
Well,
side
that's fine. I
characters.
mean, because even if they
By the way, that's the
somehow
beginning and
do
end of
save
my
the
research.
show-
I just look at IMDb. I don't care. I'm not trying.
Yeah.
We're not actually trying.
If they do, then there's still going to be at least a year and a half, at least.
What about the Ishmael actor? Actually, you know what? Tell us who you want us to do next. I'll do whoever. It'll be fun.
Let's look what Ferris is.
Why don't you do a poll? Do a poll, Joe. Do you know how to do those? I
Oh,
don't know
Joe's
how to
been
We can do
knowing
a
how
poll,
to
but
do
I have to
polls
give
for a while.
options.
Oh, okay.
What are they doing now? Reading their fan mail. I mean, the
Oh,
obvious
by the
choice is
way-
Rosamund Pike, who always has something going on. So, we could do her.
We
Joe,
can
do
split
yourself
her
a
out into
favor.
several weeks.
Do yourself a favor and just pull up the Ferris. Just picture on Wikipedia, and maybe just make that the picture for tWoTcast from now on.
Is it pretty good?
It's fucking
It
incredible.
must be. God damn it, Jono.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna incorporate that more because man looks fucking golden, or I guess
Yeah, I mean,
Ruby, not Ruben-esque because he's not fat, but just Ruby-esque. Incredible.
oh.
So I'm
The innkeeper of the 9-horse hitch is calling me right now.
Oh, Matt Hatch, pick it up.
No, not Mad Hatch. The 9-horse hitch, not
Oh, Chip,
not the Dusty
Don't-
Wheel.
don't pick it up.
Yeah.
you want me to
Here's
call
Ferris
him?
Ferris and his wiki.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
Fuck
fantastic. That's fantastic. Where do you buy a shirt
Yeah.
like that?
I've got 3 of them.
Oh, you have one? You have one of those?
3.
I stole all of them from Otto Bennington.
I've been
Oh,
looking
man.
for those.
Taffy, Otto Bennington walks in that outfit. What do you do? That's
Lose my
exactly
shirt.
right. Start
Lose it.
sucking. Start.
That's it.
All right. The votes are Ferris Ferris, Alana's titties. What are they up to? Twat are they up to? Moraine's been in Criterion Closet. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, the Tom and Logan miniseries, The Head.
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
That's what they've done already.
Yeah, I have seen the first. Yeah,
Mhm.
first season very good. Second season, I don't know about second season.
Hoping
That
to see
being
Ferris
said,
Ferris in
because-
season 2 of Andor. He would have been there for 2 seconds, Glenn. Glenn, I
Oh,
watched
okay.
after watching Andor, I watched Rogue One, and I literally saw Ferris Ferris, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I took because I had no recollection of that, and I took a screenshot and immediately sent it to Jono and Tom.
It
I was
doesn't
like,
sound
"Look who's
right.
in Ishmael's in Rogue One," and he was trying to convince them not to be rebels.
You know why that is? He wanted to kill
Yeah,
himself.
he was sowing dissent within the rebels, like classic Ishmael in the White Tower.
Yeah.
It's pronounced as Shamael.
Whatever.
Or is she?
Yeah, I know.
It's also pronounced Niniave. No one ever gets that right.
That's true.
That is correct. What else we got? Because also I'm drunk.
We don't have anything else.
Oh. Do you want me to end
Yeah,
this
I
like
don't
it's my wife during sex?
Well, here's one last question. Assuming this comes back, which is a big assumption, because last week we answered the question of assuming this is dead forever. What's the main thing you'd want to see? A scene from the book, or something fixed or retconned, i.e., Loyal's death. You know what's the main thing you'd want to see?
All right.
Not in
Loyal's
season
death.
4, just in general. Like, if this came back? What's the main thing you'd want to see?
All right. Ignore Loyal's death. Taffy,
Mm.
tell us what you want.
Cleansing the taint.
But
it would be like washing, like instead of washing a spear, they're actually just washing Rand's.
Rand's undercarriage.
Yeah.
I'll give you a second one. Go for
Kind
one
of love
more.
that.
Oh, a second one?
Yeah.
Kind of love that.
Death Gates.
Interesting.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Death Gates. Spoilers for Jeffy Art, but Death Gates.
Yeah.
Jeffy Art says, do might as well.
Yeah, do might as well.
Yeah.
Why
Jeffy
only
Art
8 Forsaken? Couldn't write. All right, well, we'll get to that question. I'm Sineal.
So Jeffy Art, just so you know, like no spoiler, death gates are what the Forsaken call their vaginas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Just kind of swoop through, opening them up. So,
what's the main thing you'd want to see? Seem to the book, retcon something from the old seasons, change.
No
something?
retcons at all. You know, what is dead may always die. It was said earlier. I think Do Might As Well's.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scene where Joe and I fell in love with each other. Because I remember talking about that fucking more than 2 decades ago.
Oh, it's our meat cute.
Yeah, it's our meat puke because he and I started vomiting on each other's dicks while we were 69ing.
Amazing.
Goddamn.
Beautiful origin story. But like, yeah, I that's probably one of the most just, if you don't get that right, right the fuck off kind of thing. I'd be fascinated. Like, it's not just the macabre, it's more than macabre. Like just grisly deaths of thousands of people dying in rings of earth, but also like the stakes around it. You've got the Aiel or the Shido. You've got what the fuck leads up to it with Perrin leading men, Rand, men, like all this shit going on. And the fact that Lee's like the first, the first like Aes Sedai swearing to him. It's one of the most important scenes, right? Like it really changes. It's grisly and gross and it's terrible. So don't fuck that up. And then secondly, I'm going to follow right with Taffy. And don't fuck up the goddamn cleansing. Like 6 and 9, which fit wonderfully together, although different angles. I don't know if you know this. Those parts of 6 and 9.
I think spoilers for Jeffy Art. There's a lot of book 9 I'd want to see, but the cleansing's one of them. And then again, I can say this the way we always kind of phrase it, which isn't very spoiler heavy. But Batmaning around on the rooftops with Lan and Rand is like one of my favorite fucking things ever, because they're in a city where they can't use the one power. So like they're just running around using swords, and it's fucking so good.
Is it the best book? It is not, but it's goddamn.
I don't think it's the best book, but it's up there for me, and because of that, and also the end. But like, book 9 is pretty fucking fun for me.
Book
I
9 Rand makes me want to drink mulled wine. Like it makes me want to like and then like dip my finger and write on my fucking like my own desk. Like, why am I doing this? I don't know.
So let's go. We've said our answers. Let's run through some chats. Cool in battle.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, because they could show that
on
on
the
screen.
books, by the way. Weird choice. Ran with an apple orchard, and we won't go into details.
Oh, fuck yeah. We're not going to get into that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's where Rand.
Cole Mustang just said, give me Calendor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I get that. That's a really fun.
No, he's not wrong. Especially there's a couple of like scenes of Calendor that are extremely fucking cool. Some of which are in earlier, some of which later.
Also, more Balefire was really fun in the show.
Jeffy Art.
I really loved that.
Technically, you're spoiling the future for yourself by balefire.
That is the backdoor, enter and die.
Beej has run into the wrong woman, and I think we should probably have more conversation with Beej.
Seeing what the fuck the Stone of Tear looks like would have made me very happy if done well. I kind of agree. I have so many different visions in my brain of like what that looks like, and then we've seen a lot of foreign book covers that have different artwork of what the Stone of Tear might look like, and kind of smashing them all together into the best idea I think would probably be the
on that
best
note,
way to get that across.
At one point in the next 6 to 12 years, because we're limited, we're going to take a combination of each book 1, each book 2, each book 3, and kind of do a side-by-side thing. And we are nowhere near that because we got drunk and forgot about it.
Well, we can come back to that.
Next year.
We can do that anytime. We had the show to do and books to read, and Taffy was here, and more important things,
Again, next year.
This year. What do we have going on for the rest of this year? More Wheel of Time
Don't
show.
ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Is it dead? Yep. Maxim visiting Hickson.
Damn. All right, Liam Schultz wins the day. Liam.
Oh my God, Liam!
Man.
And
So
he'd
end up the ticket
be
to our
fucking
heart.
Martin
Baldo
Bailey's
level
pies.
level of treatment to Millar. God damn, that'd be awesome. Treating Millar the way they treated Valdo would be really fucking cool. Like they really elevated Valdo for me. Like he was always a fun villain, but like, man, bringing him up to that level, like bringing Millar or representing Millar as well as they represented Valdo would be really, really fucking
God damn.
I thought formatting was cool. Well, thanks. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Brandon. That's how you have to thank Silly David. You just go, thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Lansing should take half an episode. Maybe a whole episode for that. What are you talking about? Oliver?
Well, I think he's just
Because everybody's like scattered through there's people in different spots in the forest and
Herod fell.
Is it not? It's just like Harold. Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, I have no problems with that whatsoever. Yeah, that's.
Is the Stone of Tear supposed to look cool, or is it a big rock?
Why can't rocks look cool?
I think that's kind of what I was talking about. There's like a lot of cool representations of it that are a little too much too palacey looking for me. And in my brain, it is just a giant rock. So like I think a combination of that, like because there was one representation, I have no idea where we found that, but like there was one representation that I was like, that's pretty cool. It's like half rock built into this countryside and like mountain dome thing, and like half they've built stuff out, and there's places to defend it from, and that kind of thing. But like Gwen fighting the Shan-Chan as she takes back the tower. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. I'm blowing up Elida's.
That is one of my favorite things in the books as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah.
You know what we should do? We should get really drunk, quit what we're doing, then reformulate this podcast, and then get Rafe on and tell him how much we love everything he's ever done, and find out his ideas for some of these things. Because he'll fucking never tell us, A, probably ever, but B, like the way that we do this. I'm fascinated by how the fuck he intended to do this. Like if he had had the fucking runway to do it, it just doesn't feel like.
They did a pretty good job with Ruidian. It seems like for big epic stuff, like the certain points, I think maybe he would be able to nail that stuff.
You're not wrong.
I think you'd need like a solid set for the Heart of the Stone, but everything else is just hallways,
Yeah.
Matt described fighting down those hallways like he couldn't even like spin his staff.
Yeah.
It's not the placement. My concern was, it was how they would do it with the characters and with whom. Considering just, I don't know, like the way that they don't line up necessarily. I think a Queen 80% lines up with a Queen, but like Matt, no. Perrin, no. Like, so some of these like marquee fucking things, like they just feel different.
Yeah.
Stone of your art.
Stone of Tear, he meant. I would love if suddenly all the WAD artists out there organized a thing where they all drew, painted, sculpted the Stone of Tear. I mean, like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Well, Glenn, why don't you organize something and we'll all get on board?
Yeah. We're gonna go jerk off.
And how did Tear,
Yeah,
a flat delta with a huge man-made mountain coming out of it, become a glimpse of a tower in a mountainous area? I mean, yeah. It's steam wagging me low.
Be just right. Be just right.
Yeah.
We're just spoiling shit for Jeffy Hart. We put
Oh,
the spoiler thing on
Jeffy.
Jeffy.
Jeffy, it's okay.
Battle Eternal, huh? Sean Chan? What?
It won't. It's.
I mean,
fine.
Glenn
It'll
said
be
you were
all-
warned, me.
So, all right, I'll end. The
I
joke.
hope
I'm
Elida
sorry.
gets hers in the books. Oh, okay,
Ooh.
yeah.
All right, so
Well,
Jeffy
we'll see-
Art,
we'll
by
see,
the
Jeffy.
way, Jeffy is actually Robert Jordan's alter ego before he died.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now it's weird.
Sounds like the joint Matt hangs out with when he learns from the Wake. Oh, okay, all right. Ruidian was okay, not what I envisioned. Really, Jordan was also described bad as too. I mean, I feel like they made it as great as they could have in terms of
Well,
like
you-
monetarily
feeling of it.
valuable to the
Joe,
show.
Just
Yeah,
like the feeling of it when
Joe.
he's stepping through and the ground is vibrating, like it felt ominous.
Show the ratings for Rudian.
the ratings. Oh,
Oh, the
Yeah.
I
rating.
don't know if I have that pulled up.
Well, I think we
You
were all
piece of
still
shit.
like.
Oh, I have the
pissed off
overall.
about
I have the
Sick
overall
Harnan.
scorecard. So Ruidian is 9.5, 8.5. That was episode 4.
Yeah.
Yep, lowest one right here.
Lowest one.
Lowest. I was the 8. I was the 8 personally
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
think they did a lot
gotcha,
right,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden, a lot's not. It's not working in some pieces. So
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it makes you feel any better.
Let's check back in
forgot
with
my rating
Save
boxes.
Wheel of Time. See how far they've gone in the span of time we've been here.
Another
Oh,
1,000.
not that much further. Like 35 signatures.
Oh. No, because it was at 118 and then 9. So it's like what, 300? 300?
Okay. All right.
I've given out Tom's email address and your.
Oh, you're good.
Did you post it on MySpace?
What did I do with that? I think, did I copy it? I should have copied it and just sent it out to everyone.
You totally should do that.
Yeah, it's just a personal email address where he gets all of
They
his.
never
dick
used
pills and
volume
whatever.
technology to shoot this series. Would have been so much better. Yeah. In
No,
certain
you got to say it
scenes.
louder.
Yeah,
Say it louder.
in inner scenes.
Joe louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Volume.
The volume is where they shot the Mandalorian, Jono. It's a futuristic technology where they can shoot a show inside of a small volume that's a ring with a ceiling, and it can project the the outside.
No.
Do you know who visited the volume?
Harriet McDougal?
Is it perhaps my favorite man in the world?
Yes, your boyfriend went there.
Otto Bennington?
Yes. Because they worked on Mandalorian, was it season 3?
Should we call him?
Very cool.
And see if we can get him to book the volume for season 4.
Just
release.
tell Disney to buy the Wheel of Time.
Should I
Okay.
call him now?
keep this going.
We'll
Start completely over.
we'll get a yacht. He wants to get a yacht.
What a
Not
piece
really.
of
It's a
shit.
hypothetical yacht, and then take that guy John Favreau onto the yacht,
And then,
and then talk him into doing stuff because
yeah.
apparently
Yeah,
he
exactly.
likes yachts. So I don't know. That's like the idea so far.
I
Wait,
would
Otto
talk
worked
someone
on
else
Mando
into
season 3?
stuff.
Otto he works in the industry, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jono,
I think they're working on
I
the
think-
movie too. They're working on the.
We're gonna do
Mandalorian
more of this
movie.
next week, just because that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna take a week off because I'm on vacation. But will it stay dead? We don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. Next
So
week,
that
maybe it'll
makes-
say alive again. We don't know.
Hey.
Maybe we'll see what 7 days brings.
Maybe we won't.
Hey, Jono, I should tell you this. I guess I can wait, but you know how you were talking about 6'9", 69, 6 and 9.
Johnny would
Sound
never-
like me.
Did you know that Otto and I, our birthday, we have the same birthday, and it's 6'9"?
And 9'6".
No, it's 6'9".
Yeah. So just like this week, where we said happy birthday yesterday for Tom, we're gonna do the same thing next week for Taffy.
Happy birthday, June 9th, 16.
Separated by
69.
many decades. Tom's 87 or something.
Yeah.
Taffy's
that was
30,
a good song, Jono.
you know.
Thank you. And you will definitely hear that. You'll also hear the recording to yourself.
I love
But
it.
maybe with Cunty singing it.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's
I
tWoTcast this
thought you might
weekend.
like that.
I don't like that.
I thought you might like that. It might make you like Otto.
I don't
even
like
more.
that. I
You wanna
love
do it-
that.
You
I love
yeah.
that. I love that.
I love you.
Oh, I love you, Taffy.
I
love
love
you.
you.
Oh my God! End this
I
shit.
love you.
You sons
Hey.
of bitches.
Hey,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yes.
here,
I mean,
yeah.
end this lovely show. I love
So that's
this. I
tWoTcast
love it.
this week. If you have any comments or questions, the best way to find them is, of course, well, the best way to find us is below. If you have a best way to find us, comments or questions is on Twitter, MySpace.com, Blue Sky, or Gmail, which is, of course, an email outlet. Joe,
Mhm, mhm.
throw some shit on,
Yeah.
on the thing.
Join us
Throw
next
Right,
some
while you're doing that, I'll tell
shit
you
on
the
the
tWoTcast
thing.
theme songs are brought to you by the one, the only, the three of them: Taffy Bennington, Taffy Bennington II, and Taffy Bennington III, without whom we would have nothing.
That's correct.
Again, Joe, during this point, you're supposed to say
Taffy makes the entire show. And legendary Andrew Bar of Time links to their stuff is below. Also, join us on MySpace.com/tWoTcast, the news space for all of your Wheel of Time news.
If you want to know
And
what's
also
happening,
MySpace.com/Sing with Taffy. It's where all the news is
Any
happening
questions?
over on MySpace.
You know,
Join MySpace and connect with us, and we'll shout you out on the next show.
Yes.
so. If you want to know what's happening, or if you want to know who's fappening, don't look for
That's
us.
the place to see.
Yeah,
It's good.
Joe is putting up certain videos, but they are rated PG-69.
Join us next episode for more Wheel of Time covering more Death of the Twat.
Maybe,
Maybe it's
we'll
it by
have-
then. We don't know.
I'm Jono. Suck brick, Joe.
See you, Jono.
That's ready to
Good
record.
night, Yoey. Taffy, feel free to
Good
suck whatever
night.
you'd like. You're a
Oh,
woman
thank
of
you.
your own options.
Thank you so much. I will. Thank you.
You're
Keep
welcome.
the change, you filthy
I
animal.
priced.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.